Hey, man, is that Double D? Yeah, man. Well, turn it up, man.
Let's just go in and, like, kill all the orcs, right? They're the bad guys, who gives a shit? We just hack and slash and we loot their dead bodies, right? Hack and slash, kill them all, you know, conquer the infidels.
Boy, that campaign sounds like a barrel of fun, doesn't it?
Somebody who's opening a refrigerator and leaning in, right, is the language of a woman. Somebody who's opening their refrigerator and being cut off halfway through that lean is the voice of like a mermaid or a siren.
They're utter shits. They're utter shits.
This is not the face of the hobby anymore. And I think there's been mistakes made in years past where people assumed that D&D players were all, you know, white dudes in a basement, which has been a faulty assumption for a lot of years and gets more and more false every day. And so it's, in my viewpoint, honestly, guys like me can't leave soon enough.
I just had to be born with empathy and a weakness for socialism and femboys. For socialism and femboys.
For socialism and femboys.
You gotta put a little hot sauce on the taco, you know what I mean?
We want this dwarf to be the dwarfiest dwarf.
Right.
We want the elf to be the elfiest elf.
And just the dashiest dash of Tabasco.
Their voices need to carry across water.
I'm a creative. It's a huge drain, right? Because fans can be awful.
They're utter shits.
When we got the descriptions, they were very adamant. They were like, try not to make it like a white blonde guy. Like, please, like, we love him, but there's like 500 million of them.
You say white lives matter, they don't. White lives don't matter because white lives aren't a thing.
Lube for their rectal adventures.
What's this? What's this? It's the jacket. The jacket. The jacket.
Lutherville, Marina Del X, Otisburg. Otisburg? Who's this monster? She's got her own place. Otisburg? It's a little bitty place. Otisburg? Okay, I just wipe it off. That's all. It's a little town.
One girl said she liked big burly orcs with breeding kinks. Okay, I'll just choose the orc boyfriend for her then.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3.
Craig, Sam.
We dumping chump. It's a landslide, sir.
On guard.
Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis!
It's time to mobilize. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
A giant penis.
Double zeros, baby!
How we doing? How is everybody doing? A lot of talk about the thumbnail.
Apparently, I gotta check this out.
It's provoking a lot of emotion.
Crazy Mouse hasn't even seen it. I promise it ties in to our content tonight.
I'm afraid. I'm so afraid.
Unfortunately, you're gonna wish it didn't, but hope you guys are having a great hump day. All right.
Let's give an update on Rogan's health. There's like 4 asks about that right away.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm doing great, thank you. I really am. I'm doing a whole lot better. Stomach bugs suck.
That's what somebody mentioned earlier.
There you go.
I'll tell you what's not doing okay. The like button.
Oh, you know, I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
Better, Surly?
It's at 11. Can we do something about that, chat?
You wound me. You wound me, people. You wound me.
I'm vexed.
I'm terribly vexed. Turn up the lights a little bit, maybe. I don't know. They're saying I look jaundiced. Now, I don't know. It could be just some setting in the camera. I have my limitations. This is why YouTubers get producers, guys. I am my own producer, and everything bad that goes along with that. Everything good too, but. All right.
Man, we are under the bright lights tonight. I feel like the first night at Wrigley Field.
Long shot. The new light gives Double D the first term Trump orange skin. Yeah. Kind of like that. All right. Hey, if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. It's because of the new hat. It's because of the Gulf of America hat. Crazy Mouse sent this to me. It's going to be our little. I'm calling these our warm up video because we're just going to do them right here.
This ought to
right
be
now.
good. I'm waiting for this. What did I? Is it the girl?
Show me how long it takes you to order at a counter, and I'll show you your bank account.
Why?
I was at a counter, like one does, a coffee shop, and the lady in front of you takes 4 centuries to order a coffee and a muffin. And what I realized very quickly is, if you want to get something done, you give it to a busy person. That's why they say you should take somebody to dinner before you hire them, or see how quickly they make decisions. Because people who take forever to order when they stand in line, one, are really comfortable inconveniencing somebody else around them, which means they have limited self-awareness, maybe borderline narcissism. And then simultaneously, they're not very efficient at the things that don't really matter. And so if we know we are here for a finite amount of time, why spend so much time on that?
Boom.
100% correct.
And
100%.
In effect, like when I saw that, there's a few people I actually thought of who do that, and it's just like you know what. You had so much time to prepare. Why on earth are you choosing when it's your turn?
You're standing in line at like a restaurant or a counter, like she said. The menu board is there, okay? You're 6 people deep. You could be making this decision. When you walk up to that counter and you say, oh, let's see. You are a douchebag. 100% douchebag.
When people do it at McDonald's, it drives me nuts because the menu hasn't changed.
Yeah, exactly. Gee, what do you guys got? Oh, let's see. The fucking Big Mac, quarter pounder with cheese and chicken nuggets. Which of the 3 do you want? Or I guess a fillet of fish if you're weird.
I don't know who would order that, but
yeah, I was going to say if you're a weirdo, but
I like when I'm in line and they're asking what the menu is, and they go, well, what's on the quarter pounder? Or what's on that Big Mac?
Yep.
Really, dude?
I had an old lady paying with like change. I let it go. I'm like, she's old. Good Lord. She was in front of me. She had to go back to her seat, get something, and then get like 15 cents. And it was like a nickel and like 10 pennies. I'm just like, I was almost ready to just be like,
I got it.
I got it. Just,
Granny,
yep.
Before my
good.
hangry kicks in, I got it for you.
I'd like to add something to what she has to say. We experienced it on the way to Gen Con one time, or leaving Gen Con at a McDonald's. We stopped at it was Popeyes. I think it was Popeyes, and there was a person that had a double D here, and was making an order for a bunch of people. Instead of making just one order, it was one at a time, like 11 people or something like that.
Yes.
One at a time. And it took for flipping ever.
It was a group. Yeah, it was a group. And just like, oh, come on. Make this easy for everybody, please. By the way, that if you're interested in that woman, she is a great follow on YouTube. Her name is Cody Sanchez. She's all about like buying businesses. Like she had like an investment background. I've been kind of binging her videos, but I didn't know anything about her until Crazy Mouse sent that. He's like, what do you think? And I'm like, yes. Same people. Have you noticed this lately too? Like people take forever to make a right turn. Or sometimes they won't make a right turn when they could. This is driving me crazy.
Have a good night.
See you, Shape.
Check us on the rewind.
He will. People crossing the road like really slowly. That's another one too. No bueno.
Pet peeves. Anybody? Pet peeves? Yep. Pet peeves.
What's your pet peeve? Asterion for $5. You know what's even worse? People who buy scratch tickets and then go scratch them in line. Yeah. One more. You've gone up to the counter, you've paid, and now you're either putting your credit card or your money back in your wallet. But you choose not to move 3 feet to your left or 3 feet to your right so the next person can come up to the counter. You want to stay right there. Exact same thing. You like to waste other people's time, and you get a visceral thrill out of it. So, anything, boys?
I agree.
Walking in the road instead of the sidewalks as snake oil?
Yes, people do that around here a lot. I don't understand, too. They'll have their kids, like in a stroller. I'd be like, do you not want something a little safer for them? It's like these cars could come up right behind you.
These people haven't experienced consequences, much less tragedy.
Yeah. Yep.
I was traveling across 12th Street a few weeks back on the way home from work. And right there, a couple blocks from where I work, in the middle of the left-hand lane is a guy on his 10-speed bike and his helmets and all little flashing mirrors and lights and shit like that in the middle of the left-hand lane. Proud to be a hemorrhoid.
I would love for just the associate at like McDonald's or a bar when someone's ordering a drink or whatever, and the person's taking forever, just to interrupt their train of thought and say, I'm going to wait on the next person. When you're ready, let me know.
Yes.
And then just move on. And
please,
don't listen to the, well, I'll be ready. Just what? Nope. Let me
gave
know when
that
you're
up.
ready.
You gave that
I'll
up.
get back. Yep.
Jeff for $2 over on Rumble. Hi, all, running CNC for a friend Friday. Just back in town. What suggestions or rules do you have for one castle keeper and one PC play? I never shy away from that. I mean, obviously, you could have an NPC, who's not too intrusive, but there for support just in case. Definitely like a henchman. But honestly, just think back to all of like the Conan stories. I mean, it's just like they're in a bar, they hear something, they go on their own. In some ways, I think it's even cooler because you have that sense of like, I'm all by myself, shit is real. So I don't get to do it very often. But when you're just one player and one DM, that's actually not a bad thing.
The only time it really ever happens with us is if there's like a side adventure, something's going on, maybe back, and you have to take care of back at like, your home base type of situation.
Yeah.
I mean, there's times where we could do it more often at our game.
Right.
Rogan's character had to go back to his homeland to avoid some legal trouble, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I know that.
Yeah. Yeah, we probably could do it more often. And I think when I was younger, I would be more apt to be like, all right, sometimes it's just because essentially you're scheduling an off night,
Or it could just be like everyone go upstairs for an hour. But now you're just telling everyone, come over to my house for an hour just sit upstairs.
Yeah.
While we one-on-one downstairs.
Yeah, and I kind of don't like to do that. I don't like to keep people waiting.
Right.
That my internal clock always starts. That's why I don't, what we were talking about earlier, that's why I don't do this shit at the counter where I'm holding people up. I feel terrible if I'm doing that. So, but yeah, one-on-one, I think it's something to look forward to, actually. I would say enjoy it. Look to like Robert E. Howard for inspiration. Or, Fritz Lieber, Fawford and the Grey Mouser, man. Just two of yous.
Two Utes.
I just downloaded that. I'm start listening to that at work tomorrow.
Oh yeah, cool. It's such great stories, such great stories. Here you go. Here's what D&D is nowadays. Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. They've gone full beholder. Yucca yucca. Waka waka waka.
I am not outraged. I am not surprised.
I don't know. It's just, I understand it's for kids, but I don't know. Here you go.
The fuck's a Ute?
The two Utes.
This was big when I was a kid.
Geekery.
Geekery SD. Thank you. By the way, guys, I hope you enjoyed. We did, Rogan was there. Crazy Mouse was not. That's part of the reason we could do it. Yeah, we just had a little live play with Mrs. D, Rogan, and Zolt, Mr. Pew Pew. It's running some war stories. If you are a channel member, you can watch that. That's going to be, I think if we ever do those kind of live plays again, that's going to be channel member kind of only stuff.
It was a blast.
Yeah, it was very fun to do. And like I said, I want to reward you guys for being loyal. So, that stuff's probably not going to go out into the ether, the general ether, as it were. Wait, what? I thought I was early. What did I miss?
People in order at McDonald's.
Yeah. Don't be a douchebag when you're in line.
You can tell.
Know what you want.
You can tell a lot about a person when they do that. Is that how that goes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did say it's like you're comfortable making other people late. A lot of wisdom. And definitely check out her channel.
It was interesting when she said, like, I can see why, companies take out a prospective employer or client to dinner first just to see how they interact. Not just with that, but I also heard it's how they interact with the servers, who they would deem people that are beneath them. How do they treat those people?
Yep. Yeah, for sure. To me, that would be a big indicator. Are you automatically rude to like a server? To me, that's just a big.
That's a big no.
Big no. Yeah. I mean, I understand you can get some cranky servers, but even then, I just try to deal with it. It's like, all right, fine. But yeah, if you just like to make the server run back and forth, just for a little power trip.
Now can I get more water?
Yeah,
now can I get more honey?
Yep.
Can I get some salt? Can you just tell me all this at once?
Old people do that quite a bit. Yeah.
Excuse me, can I have ranch? I thought I ordered ranch. Yeah, about that ranch.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we had a tough time on our way back from Cleveland.
Oh, here's your garlic toast. I didn't order.
Didn't order that.
I said it like 3 times. The cheese wedges.
Yeah, Rogan, myself, and Zolt, we went, made the pilgrimage to Warzone Matrix as we gave you the heads up. And actually, someone came and saw us there. Ryan did. So thank you, Ryan.
It was great meeting him.
Yeah, it was. Cool dude. Yeah. And if you've never been to Warzone Matrix, yeah, there it is. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, it is something else, man. 2 hours will pass, and you will not even know it.
When you step outside, your eyes will hurt because they have to readjust to real life.
Yep. Good to see you. Ooh, Aaron's here from Immortal Rising. Good to see you, buddy. Remember, I'll be at Central New York Con. In fact, I have my game set up now.
Wait. Did we just talk about him last show?
I think so. Yeah, you said you're gonna make his head swell for who he looks like.
We talked about you last week too.
Looks like Cal Drogo. Remember, that's Greg's group on Facebook, the Old School Renaissance. And I know Greg was at DaveCon too, which seemed like it was a lot of fun.
Look at this mook right there. Boop, boop, boop.
Yep, I see that, yeah. Leading the way.
And that looks like
Chris Miller.
Back there was one that looked just like Venger right there. Boop,
it
boop,
is.
boop.
That's him. It's him. That's the mook. Yeah, so like I said, if you're in the area, I know Greg's running a game early Saturday. I'm running one like 6 o'clock. I didn't even check if I've sold all the tickets yet, but what is Warzone Matrix?
Gosh.
Oh boy, JP. I should have taken. I was thinking I should have taken some footage from in there.
I did take a handful of pictures.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
send them to me next time, and we'll put them up next week. Yeah, that's Greg, by the way. Yeah, please join that group. OSR, the Old School D&D Renaissance. Get out of the old group because it's been kind of subsumed by retard or retards.
If that's up to date, it's got 485 members.
It's not even up to date. Yeah, so this was like a week or so ago at least. Badger, $5. War Story stream ended before my super chat went through. Thus weekend. Anyway, y'all need to move forward in time and show Twilight 2000 some love. I have it. I do have it, Badger. Well, it's possible. 'Tis possible. Our friend Chris had the original Twilight 2000 game. Boy, that takes me back. Yeah, I'm sorry your super chat got cut off. I hope you didn't get charged for it. If you did, just
let us know.
Just let us know. Just write what you were going to write here. Yeah, or if that's what you were going to write.
Oh, son of a gun. You thought I was going to say son of a bitch, didn't you?
All right. We got 120 in here. Do you guys want to know the reason for the thumbnail?
Yeah.
Bring it on as I shudder.
Oh, you're going to be doing some shuddering, boy.
Wait a minute, what?
Back in June of last year, I took some sexy pictures out in the desert. They were a gift for my wife to give her something fun and sexy.
Oh my goodness gracious.
This is a public video, so I do not feel like I'm picking on him. Plus, this a-hole did like a stream on me too, like refuting one of my videos. So, I don't really care about Super Geek Mike. That is, of course, who we're talking about here. Let's continue.
In October of last year, just a couple of months later, I took some more sexy pictures, this time in a boudoir studio.
Wait a minute, what? It's like a hard off.
A boudoir studio. Oh boy.
The woman taking his pictures was actually pretty.
Yeah. She's gonna be
turned
your,
on, but
she's gonna be your lifeline through this video.
She's blind.
Patrick, did you have something for him?
I certainly do.
I'm Johnny Bench. No runs, no drips, no errors.
That's right. No runs, no drips, no errors, Patrick
That's a new
Timo. Howdy to everyone from CabinCon 19. About 20 of you rent a cabin every year and game for 4 straight days. We used to know people who would do that in North Carolina.
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Mac Thompson says hello. Ooh, very good. Say hi to Mac. And cool. That's his first year with us. Well, you guys have a great time. You have to catch us on the replay if you can't tune in live. Badger, the only way that guy is taking some sexy pictures is if he shoplifts a copy of Penthouse. Hey-o! You got it, Maliki. That's an insider between Crazy Mouse and I. He will sometimes bust that out.
These pictures were just for me.
They were just for me, so I'm going to spread it on the internet. I mean, it is nice, him being, 8 months pregnant, and all.
I missed one. My apologies.
There you go. Asterion. Yeah, we will never do you wrong, Asterion. $2. Oh, no, it's DM Bad Touch. Yep. More ways than one here.
That was Rogan setting us straight. Had your back.
DM Dungeon Mastery for 5. Been binging your content a lot lately. I also can't stand D&D's direction. It's becoming soft and sissified. And if you're not leftist, they hate you. Well, you have a home here at DM Dungeon Mastery. Yeah. And thank you very much. Hope you keep joining us, especially for these live.
Like and subscribe.
That was a polite way he put that.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of leftists, this is Super Geek Mike. When you go to any of his videos, he has a big computer monitor that says protect trans kids on it. He has a baby now. And I am taking the over-under age 5 before that kid is...
he has one or he has one on the way?
I think this is the second one, yeah. Yes.
Mama, I think he ate a watermelon seed.
It's
there's a watermelon growing in his belly.
The baby's crowning.
And I know there are some people who might not think very highly of me for any number of reasons, but it's important for me to keep in mind that these pictures aren't for them. They're for me.
I'm not looking.
Oh, boy. Remember that scene in Fletch when he knocked on the door and said a water buffalo?
Yes.
And he can I have your towel? It just reminded me of that for some reason.
Well, I can see why. Yeah. Like I said, the photographer is not...
June, I took pictures in various states of undress. Jeans and a shirt, just jeans, shirt and boxers, just boxers, and finally we ended with some pictures in my birthday suit.
Drink it in, fellas. Drink it all in. Beached whale. His kiss cow. Where's my harpoon? Lonely fans. Ironcaster, hey, good to see you, buddy. $2. I thought they were for his wife. Yeah, well, they're for us too. Fortunately.
This makes me want to not buy any calendar.
I like the fact. I'm going to put one positive spin on it. I imagine that being out in the desert, wherever he is, and being like totally naked was probably invigorating. So I will take that positive note from that. I'm sure that he felt very free and unencumbered, that he could be naked.
Oh yeah, just what this guy needed.
Yeah,
more gas to puff him up.
Crazy Mouse, sometimes you are the best of us.
Yeah, I am with Crazy Mouse 99.99% of the time. This is probably the 0.001.
Hey, and I'm comfortable with that. I'm just saying, like, hey, if it'd be like skinny dipping in the ocean. He's just skinny sand surfing.
That I can see.
And by far, that was the part of the day where I had the most fun. And I couldn't really tell you why. I think some of the other pictures came out really well. One of my favorites has me just wearing black boxers, and I think the black does a really nice job providing contrast against my pale skin.
I don't think it does. It makes it look like it's photoshopped on there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like there's a weird sensor bar.
Because that was what was needed.
The hills have thighs.
That's funny.
Pies or thighs?
The hills have pies. All right. Let's keep going. I'll give you my thoughts at the end. Scorpion's terrified, says Sean.
Pose flatters me. The whole image just looks great. And there are some shots where I'm naked that I'm not wild about either.
Wow. This looks like he has trying to see through the blur there, unfortunately. Looks like he has a mangina. Like I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing anything like dangle. You know what I mean? I'm seeing like a slit.
Oh, maybe he has a boner.
Oh God, yeah. The thing is, we would be totally embarrassed by that. This guy, man, he would never. Ryan Nikolai, Jamork should have won. Yep.
He has got an innie, not an outie.
The sand people shall claim him, says Spartan.
Because the pictures accentuate curves I have, or the definition I don't. But for the most part, the naked pictures are where I was the most comfortable. And those shots almost all turned out incredible. It takes a lot of confidence to take any sort of boudoir pictures, especially when you're grappling with self-image issues, as I so often am. And while I really respect anyone who does a boudoir shoot, and I definitely do not mean to imply that you're less brave if you don't take naked...
The photographer is definitely okay. Paying to see this has to be a war crime. $2, Patrick. Sue me, I'm evil.
Naked pictures if you do one of these shoots? Well, for me, speaking completely personally, taking naked pictures felt like a huge accomplishment, a major step forward in my journey toward improving my self-esteem. Of course, we were also in a...
I don't think self-esteem is an issue with you. He's one of these these people who thinks they have low self-esteem, but really has extremely high self-esteem. Extremely high.
So he has Wheaton syndrome.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I'm a victim. I have low self-esteem.
Yeah. When you
Let me hire an extremely attractive photographer so I can be naked in front of her for a long time. And she can boss me around and tell me what to do.
These kinds of people, honestly, you have to sometimes imagine that's where they go. Go ahead and grab that $2 before it. That's we already got that one.
Yep.
Okay, yeah,
we're down to this one.
There we go. Hungar, good to see you, buddy. Good to sit in with you and your brother last week or this past weekend. That's
Hold on, I got something for him.
Clear out of here.
Always. Thank you, buddy. That's like my plan for reverse OnlyFans, except I'm going to send people photos of myself until they pay me to stop. He may have you on that business model here. Patrick Timo, $2, dude. His image issues only include widescreen. That's why we put it out here. You guys are better at this than we
public
are.
Space, so sometimes people would walk past the area where we were taking pictures, and so as they got close, we'd drape a shirt over me to conceal the most sensitive bits. But we were also losing the light, so we still took a couple of pictures with the shirt in that position. And while we did, we sort of joked that this was our Michelangelo pose, with the nude body concealed by the simple sheet or article of clothing. But in truth, that idea got its hooks into me. And the fact that the naked pictures came out so beautifully got me excited to take more pictures like that. And so literally, the day I got home from that shoot, I pulled a bunch of references of those Renaissance-style, Michelangelo-adjacent images, and within a couple hours, I had sent my photographer an email with a Pinterest board and a plan to take some more pictures, but this time...
Here you go. Bet you guys didn't think you were going to see Super Geek Mike's ass tonight.
Jeez Louise.
This is like when Mike Tyson was fighting and everybody got to see his rear end unexpectedly.
Oh, on Netflix?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Jake Paul fight. This is so...
To do the entire shoot fully nude. Maybe with sheets if we could make that work, but I didn't want the images to feel overly posed. That's something we tried with some of the desert shots, and those just weren't to my taste. I loved the more relaxed shots.
My next question is you said when you got home you immediately messaged her, so much so that she didn't even get to change her clothes. Like this is this is like a separate shoot?
Yeah, good Lord.
Come right back out to the desert. I got more to take. And she's just like, sure, I'll take your money.
Yeah, and if you're paying attention at home, this isn't a self-esteem issue. This is complete narcissism here. Oh, I went home and I literally couldn't get enough of seeing myself naked, so I wanted to do more. That's not self-esteem. That's narcissism.
In fairness, this has to be a different day because if he was losing the light, he would have lost the light by the time they would have went home.
Yeah,
I was just like Michelangelo.
Hungar for $5. That dude has got to have empathy for socialism and femboys. Brought to you by Carl's Jr. Indeed, he does, my friend.
Amen.
Jeff from over on Rumble. I wonder how many people walking by wondered how a beached whale ended up in Arizona, the desert, wherever he is.
It really looked like I was reclining or lounging. Those also helped to channel that Michelangelo vibe we were talking about. So in October, I took the plunge. Karen applied some makeup, and then Lindsay Carlisle, the photographer...
He's splayed. Ugh. Good Lord.
Lindsay Carlisle.
I'm sure she wants to be associated with this.
Well, if I don't know how many followers he has, but maybe she'll get some business out of it.
He's got more subscribers, but his views aren't remarkably better than mine. They're a little bit better, but he's got a much... That just shows me he doesn't. His audience isn't quite as engaged as ours. The Ultra American Tabletop RPG Gamer, $2 arrives late to stream. My eyes, the goggles, they do nothing.
Started directing me and snapping some pictures.
Look at those pants on her. Those are satin.
Everyone he does, even the standing up ones, he has his either one hand or both hands on his head.
He's got one pose and he does it well. That is not somebody who's self-conscious. That is someone who wants to inflict him on the world.
This video was meant to come out a year ago, but I was just burnt out. And I kept meaning to put this video out, but I kept pushing it back. And at some point over the past year, I forgot to take as much time as I should to just appreciate these pictures. Because I am still so unbelievably proud of how they turned out.
This is her specialty. I'm on her website right now.
Oh, really? She takes nudes?
She's in Los Angeles.
They present someone who is sexy and knows it, and isn't bothered by any other issues out there.
I'm sexy and I know it.
Thinking the same thing.
Warren, good to see you, Warren. Haven't seen you in a little bit. This big is as embarrassing as Carney's dance party post-election. Yeah, sorry for you guys up there in Canada. Looks like you are inflicted with retards for the foreseeable future. Ultra American, back at it, $2. Why even bother blurring out what he doesn't have? Like I said, it looked more like a slit to me. But
where's Orion Akaba?
We need Orion Akaba here. Yeah, I don't know. It's like a Ken doll. I don't know, maybe. And here's the thing, like, you can sit here and say like, "Oh, I'm so brave for doing this." No, you're not. Okay, this is where, sometimes they say sometimes bullying is good. Well, I mean, maybe bullying is not good, but your friends telling you immediately, like, "Dude, what are you doing? Like, you can't do this. You are literally like 70 pounds, 80 pounds overweight. Hit the gym, and as a reward to yourself, after a year, when you've lost, 70, 80 pounds, and, you're looking a little bit more ripped."
Well, maybe this is the before and after.
Oh, Jesus. So he was worse?
No, maybe this is the before, and a year from now he'll call Lindsay Carlisle and be
this is not a new video. This was like a year ago. So go ahead and go back. I didn't get that super chat. Patrick Demo, $2. Believe me, we wish you pushed it back indefinitely.
Yeah.
The only thing that could make this better is if everything he's saying is narrated by Werner Herzog. That would be the only thing.
And so you see that the inland whale likes to be naked.
And that's someone who I wish I could be more often. It's really difficult, still really difficult, to be kind to...
This is the thing that I'm trying to get at. There's too much of this in society. There's too much body positivity. No. Generally speaking, we're just being honest about this. Everybody who saw this thought the same thing. Okay, and maybe they convinced themselves like, "Oh, you are brave for doing it." Well, I mean, people who streak at the Super Bowl, I guess they have a certain braveness to them too. It doesn't mean you want them to keep doing it, or people want to see their naked ass running across the 50-yard line.
Double D, I'm a bigger guy.
What's that?
I'm a bigger guy, and for a very long period of my life, I certainly struggled with certain kind of self-esteem, and I believe a lot in myself. I don't believe in doing that. I don't like
I mean, it's because we were born with actual probably low self-esteem.
Right.
I think all three of us were to varying degrees.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's why we don't like to inconvenience people. Generally speaking, look, I am in 10 times as good a shape as this guy. Okay, I've been going to the gym 3 days a week for the last half year. I wouldn't dream of doing something like this because this isn't like I'm not a male model. Like nobody would want to see,
right?
Other than Mrs. D, nobody wants to see me in this position.
But in fairness, Mrs. Double D could see you doing this without in a photo, like she doesn't need a photograph.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Whose house is this?
Yeah.
Like whose bed is that he's all rubbing his ass juice on?
His ass juice. It can't be his because we see the state of kind of his house in the studio, or when he's doing his YouTube videos. You can just tell like they don't have that. It doesn't have that kind of Dory speaks whale.
I bet you he was told to buy the sheets on the way there.
Yeah.
He had to buy his own sheets.
Yes. They had to do the bed like a kid who wets the bed. Like there's rubber underneath.
Ironcaster said the Airbnb is going to be pissed.
Oh yeah. Booked it for a day.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Brian Smaller says that Greg's OSR Facebook group has 543.
There you go. 543. Keep it up, boys.
When it comes to how I look. But when I look at these pictures, when I just sit and appreciate myself, I can remember.
Just take that in. When I sit and appreciate myself. He said earlier, "Oh, I got low self-esteem. I got body issues." You do not, motherfucker. Right. You have no issues. You are a complete and utter fucking narcissist. 100%. You are almost pathological, I would say, at this point. To do it, okay, for your wife, it's a little weird, that's fine. But if you give her the book and don't put a video out, nobody knows. Nobody even knows while you're doing it that you're thinking these things, and you have this sort of, borderline, borderline personality disorder probably at this point. But to make a video on this and just say, "Hey, I'm gonna inflict this on the world, and everybody's gonna know that I'm so strong," and no, you're not strong. This is weakness, actually. This is you exercising very, very poor judgment, because Mike, Nobody wants to look at this. Nobody would want to look at me, and I'm in. Like I said, I'm in 10 times the shape you are.
I can't add anything better to that.
$10. We got something for this man.
Cock is pretty good.
He's very Rubenesque, says Julio. Thank you, Julio. Meet you down by the schoolyard.
How to be kind to myself. Or at least, I can try.
Oh, yeah, because the problem is you not being kind enough to yourself.
And when they get him into prison, he's going to be the favorite.
And I mean, the thing is, okay, fine. I mean, he's not like hideous in his face. So, all right, like I said, lose the 70, 80 pounds. All right, you want to do it then, fine. I'll still think you're weird. Most people will. But at least people could say like, well, he's just a dude doing this. He's got a bit of an ego on him. That's what people would say, Mike. I know it would shock you to think that, but that's what people would say.
If this is on his OnlyFans thing, he did it for business.
Ta-da. Yeah.
I still want to know what kind of business he's getting from that.
Oh, I'm sure it's full of fetish and other things we don't want to see.
Why is our society so whacked? You would have been humiliated to do something like this. Like he's on Tool Time, says Dice Tales.
This is my favorite picture anyone has ever taken of.
What? Look, he's having a baby. Push. Breathe.
It's like you're insane if you pan up. I mean, you are nuts if you look at this and don't see anything other than your distended. I mean, you look like an Ethiopian in the 1980s. Like you haven't had a like your stomach is fucking completely distended.
Sally Struthers is the photographer.
That'd be nice, and you could have this sandwich.
Just me. Now, I've been in better pictures that mean a lot to me. There are some truly wonderful pictures of me and my wife from our engagement shoots, our wedding.
Yeah, thank you. I was just about to say, this is my favorite picture. Not the one of me and my wife or me and holding our newborn son.
Yeah.
It's me sitting on a couch giving birth.
Yeah. Breathe. Push. Bear down.
And some other glorious candid shots. But when talking about photos where I'm the only subject, this is it. This captures that Renaissance vibe I was discussing before. This pose feels like it's straight out of the Sistine Chapel. The lighting is dynamic and the shadows are beautiful. The angle makes my body look really good. It's just...
Whale in repose, I guess.
You're 100% right. He is a narcissist.
Yeah. I mean, they say one thing and then all you got to do is let them keep talking.
Across the board, it's just my favorite picture of me. This video was supposed to come out last year.
Is she posing now?
Who's taking pictures of them taking pictures?
Ooh. Who watches the watchers? Yeah. That's interesting. Maybe she set it up like, hey, we'll do a candid, where I'll be talking to you. I'm sure she probably set it up, but what's her name again?
Carlisle.
Well, of course, while he's doing this, while he's having these pictures, his favorite pictures of the universe done for him, they're going to document that. Of course they're going to do that.
Yeah.
Lindsay Carlisle. Oh, thank you.
There you go. No one of consequence. $5. I say it every week on this stream. Things like this make me wish extraterrestrial aliens would invade Earth. Yep. You're going to roll the red carpet out for them.
I think they would leave. I think they would scratch their heads and look in horror and blow.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
They would, if aliens came to Earth, they would realize that we're just a bunch of dummies. We can get to Earth, but these nincompoops can't get to us. See ya.
Yep. His ringtone is, "I feel like a woman."
Malachi, I knew a girl who looked just like Belinda Carlisle.
Ooh.
Double D, you had her mom as a teacher.
Oh yeah. Yep.
She looked just like
Indeed.
Belinda Carlisle. Her and I used to practice making out with each other.
Good practice.
I saw her in concert. She's beautiful in real life.
Jeff from for $2. You know what would make this picture better? A burqa, triple XL sized. Agreed.
These photos, this video was all recorded in 2022. But I have a bad habit of putting too many videos on my plate around the holidays, and especially getting overly ambitious with those videos. This time last year, I had just made 4
Why is it moving around?
Critical Role videos meant to air across the course of 4 days. And even more importantly, I had just had my biggest brush with internet negativity in the form of the orc videos. And that was right on the heels of my video about the old forgotten D&D rule, which had become one of my highest performing videos.
You had some negativity. I'm so sorry. Patrick Demo, $2. Less narcissist, more photographer. Yes, I think we're all
videos ever, and subsequently drew a lot of feedback from people who felt like I had no idea what I was talking about. That also led to my first brush with the #BroSR and some of their truly toxic members.
Ooh, I didn't know the BroSR went at this guy.
We tried to purchase these photos and they weren't allowed.
The BroSR is my kind of scum. Fearless.
And so after all that,
unrelenting.
I just got burnt out. There's video footage on some hard drive somewhere of me unboxing the photo book and the diamond plaque and the metal wall art and the calendar. But as I'm talking, I'm just getting emotional and defensive. I have not rewatched that footage since I filmed it, because at the time I was just dealing with a lot of emotions regarding how I felt about...
Yeah, we're getting really emotional as well.
Yeah, yes. Getting our jimmies rustled.
Being on the internet. I wasn't going to stop or slow down, but I did have to basically adjust my expectations to factor in the inevitable truth that I was going to keep receiving more hostility as my videos found more people. Now, there had always been some frustrated or indignant people in the comments of the videos where I discussed, for example, Tiberius's time on Critical Role, but now I'd accidentally drawn a lot of attention with the Forgotten Rule video, and apparently deliberately provoked them with the Orc video. But there are 2 things that I tend to forget whenever I'm dealing with any amount of internet hostility. The first is that the positive comments are not only more numerous, but more important than the hostile comments. I've got a video about that coming out later this week, celebrating some of my favorite comments of 2023. But the second thing to remember, the thing that is...
get all the negatives? Like, my question is like, how many? Let's say, did she take 1,000 pictures?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're digital. I mean, I'm sure it's not. These all look digital. I'm sure there's no actual film.
So he got like 1,000 pictures, and then he got to pick the best.
Yeah, she probably gave him like an SD card. Here's your pictures, and boom.
Sometimes really, really difficult to keep in mind.
Phil, you're watching some
is that nobody else
porn.
gets any say about how I live my life.
Sorry.
Nobody else gets to decide how I run my channel, or how I carry myself in my personal life, or how I spend my free time indulging in my hobbies. And especially, nobody else gets to decide how I feel about my body. Sometimes we need to remind ourselves of that.
Yeah, but you should listen to people around you. You know, and if they're your buddies, they'll tell you like, dude, what are you doing? Let's hit the gym. They might be nice about it. Like once you do a little cleanse, a little 3-day cleanse, try to take the watermelon down a little bit. Look at this, $10 from Crawford of the Crimson Claw.
Pay that man his money.
Indeed. Pay that man his money. After my all-too-timely departure from Soy Boys of the Coast, I need a new job. Is this Warzone Matrix establishment in the market to hire a failed game developer with an uncontrollable bleeding hand?
Well, I tell you,
I don't know, Crawford.
If they can bring in some software and maybe a real cash register.
Yes, I was going to say, checking out a Warzone Matrix.
Like, you've got ogres.
It is an experience checking out. Like I thought this guy was like starting to write in his diary. Yes. He literally opened up like one of those journal books and started to put pen to paper and like hand wrote everything we bought. I said it's a crazy, crazy ass store. Still worth it, but don't be in a hurry because it takes a while.
Wow, don't take that girl from the counter at the coffee shop.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yep. She would not be happy there.
By doing something just for us.
Yeah. Tell us for the 10th time, Mike, how you're the cock of the walk here. You are so proud of yourself. Is there a picture of you patting yourself on the back?
I bet there's other pictures, but we're not going to look at those.
Patting himself. Like it's disgusting.
He's got
So I mean,
dents in his head for his hand being there all the time.
No.
A bald spot, something.
She's like, maybe black and white is better for you, Mike.
Well, again, I'm going to be the positive person. It's a nice picture of his face.
Yeah, like I said, he's not like a hideous chud, like face wise. But I'm just saying, like, how do you ignore the like beach ball? I mean, you can't even see yourself. More Lindsay List, dumb.
Captain Chaos. Dun, dun, dun.
Completely sincerely. If you've ever struggled with your self-image, I urge you to take some sexy pictures of yourself.
No, eat better and go to the gym. That's what you should do. You should try to improve your lot. Don't just sit there and be like, you know what? I'm not going to change. Society has to change, and they have to like this. Because we don't. Nobody does.
Celebrate your body. You don't need to book a boudoir photographer. Just put your camera on a timer and strike your best effort at a sexy
Just
pose.
thinking of what that chair smells
You might be surprised at what you
Look
find.
at that.
Ass juice.
Oh, it's just dripping down.
Smells like malt.
My weight is still an issue I need to spend more time on, just purely for health reasons. I suffer from back problems, and I do have other health concerns.
Like, close those blinds.
Yes. But we need the light. We don't care. Close them.
That will be cleared up.
Go back
if I
to the desert, you sandstorm.
can shed a few pounds. But that doesn't mean that I can't still find myself beautiful or sexy as I am right now. These pictures came out so well, I had them turned
That
into
looks
a...
like he's on the toilet.
Yes, yeah.
Come on.
Mike. Yeah, he's working up. He's got a growler working.
Calendar and hung it on my wall. And this picture in particular means so much to me and boosts my self-confidence so
That's
much.
my new Christmas card.
I think everyone in their life needs healthy doses of shame, and a handful of slices of humble pie. This guy's never had shame.
No. Like I said, it's complete and utter narcissism. He doesn't feel the least bit self-conscious about this. I mean, you couldn't.
Here's your answer, Double D. What's that chair smell like?
That I had the photographer put it into a diamond block. It's sitting on my desk, so I see it every day. And it can act as a reminder of how sexy I can be when I shed the expectations of others and just live my life. Thank you so much for watching.
What's that quote?
If you want to support the channel, there are a few ways
on Gavin's wall.
Oh God,
Dow Moffat or I don't know what the hell it's
the Aleister Crowley one, right?
Do what thou
wilt. Yeah. I think Mike needs to shed second breakfast rather than
and brunch.
Yeah, I will need control here for the moment.
You got it.
Some news: the SRD is officially live. In case any of you were interested, 5th edition SRD is up. This person here, Zaukri. Great to have the confusion of IP names removed. Great move by Wizards of the Coast. What was the confusion? The IP, which is the intellectual property, stuff you're not supposed to use, apparently was in there, included in some of the write-ups. So it wasn't clear how or if you could use them. Like names, specific names were mentioned that Wizards of the Coast still has exclusive rights to. And then we got Morris here. I'm not sure what was confusing. They were released into Creative Commons. He's such a douchebag. I hate Morris. This is the owner of the site. This guy was just saying like, hey, it was great. You know, they cleaned up the IP. So he doubles down. It was clear. You can use anything in the 5.1. Blah, blah, blah. Shut up, Morris. British twit.
Weenie.
I hate that guy. I'm idiot. Mothership. I've heard like some people like this game. I heard it was a little woke, but some people say it's okay. I don't know what to think of it. We just if we have to scratch this itch, we have the Alien RPG. It seems like that's all you're going for here. I'll grab those in a moment.
Yep.
In fact, I'll tell you what. I'll do them. I'll run them through right now. This should be the next Ozempic commercial, says Edgelord. Yes.
Yep.
LJ, these photos give me gas. Asterion Moloch, did you say Mike talked about you on stream? He did, I think, one of his members-only videos where he went through, I believe, and he took me to task. There was that video I did where I went through the player's handbook, and I think I found like 15 or 17 pictures that only had like exclusively like kind of like your regular like white guy. Everything else was, just full of chicks or like furries or some other things. So he apparently did some of his, as George W. Bush would say, some funny math, where he apparently refuted me. But you can't see that video unless you're a channel member. And I am not going to join his channel just for that. Playthings by Space Penguin, softcover adventure for some of these systems, like Liminal Horror. I'm not sure what this is. Inside a demi-plane of plastic.
Welcome, Halistar.
Halistar, good to see you. Macdeath is a murder. Oh, this is for D&D. A murder mystery adventure for 4 to 5 first-level PCs set in the Feywild. God, can't you just set it in the capital somewhere? Why does everything have to be so gay? The PCs must perform a play for the Queen of the Summer Court and then solve the heinous murder of a cast member. Includes tips on running a murder mystery, 2 magical items, and a play for the PCs to perform. What would you guys say if I said, all right, guys, you're doing a play tonight?
I would say, murder mystery.
I would say,
yeah.
Hey, Crazy Mouse, is Double T okay?
Is he? What is wrong with him? Crawford of the Crimson Craw. This man needs my bloody, weird hand in his life. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. God, a murder mystery. Lairs and Labyrinths, 22 side quests. I did see this ahead of time. They now have a Pendragon Game Master's Handbook. Expands the setting of the game, highlights important characters, etc., etc. Let me show you the only thing you need for Pendragon. Track this book down. This is the only thing you need. And then the Great Pendragon Campaign, which takes you from Arthur's early days, right up to the end, to Avalon. If you wanted to play Pendragon, all you need is here. Everything you need is here for probably 10 years of gaming. How about no more of the naked dude ever talk about any experience with Free League RPGs? I love Free League. P.S. Caglioni. You sound like a made man. Thank you so much, by the way, for the $5 over on Rumble. I love Free League. Yeah, good. I'm collecting the One Ring line. I'm trying to see if I can do a video on it at some point. I'd love to do like a little, just like a play, like a one shot or something, just kind of testing out the system. Looks really cool. Great quality. You can't deny that. Yeah, but we played our live play used to be Dragonbane before we switched over to Greg's game when it came out. But I like Dragonbane. It's a good, solid system. Free League is good. Alien. Yep. But Pendragon, that's all you need. The Great Pendragon Campaign. This rulebook. I think we did play some Pendragon way back in the day, didn't we?
Way back.
Yeah. Probably about 20 years ago now.
It's just about. Yeah, my knight had lost so many wives. What was the nickname that everyone had for him? Oh, man.
Oh, she died in like childbirth and stuff.
Like two or three wives died in childbirth. And it was like the Night of Sorrows or something like that.
Yeah. I still have a book where I kept like pretty good notes. So
the hardcover, how new is that?
This, I think this is print on demand, if I'm not mistaken. It's maybe like through drive-through or something.
Because I know we got a newer edition quite a while back at Gen Con.
We did, yeah, which is still over there. And I guess it's okay. But honestly, like this one is really the only one you need if you were, because I think Chaosium has it back now. It's hard to say what they're doing with it, so I don't know. But I just know that that game is pretty much perfect.
Now, to properly expose the machinations behind 1D&D.
All right, latest Bob video. I thought some interesting stuff here. This is like the back nine of Bob's video. He's talking about the reason for 1D&D.
We must drill into its three main parts: the digital play experience, the 2024 core rulebooks, and first, buying D&D Beyond. To be frank, these points I'm about to summarize mostly come from Roll for Combat and various RPG news sites who deduced this weirdly conspiratorial chain of events by talking firsthand to people involved. Basically, back in 2020, the incredible sales of D&D and the somewhat forced shift to online play made the suits at Hasbro say, guys, what the actual frick, all those dollars, I mean people, are going to D&D Beyond, but we don't own D&D Beyond? We're D&D, make them an offer immediately. So Wizards makes them an offer, but D&D Beyond is like, no thanks, we're good. Because their previous agreement was generous. The only thing D&D Beyond had to worry about was when Wizards would eventually decide to publish a new edition. So the suits decided it's time to publish that new edition. Yeah, buying
with
D&D.
that 11-minute pregnant pause there.
Bob is a master showman. What can I say?
That was for dramatic.
Dun,
drama.
dun, dun. So I think what he's saying is they really wanted D&D Beyond. And this was the way they kind of used a new edition of D&D. Because I think their agreement with D&D Beyond before was only for 5e. Well, if they all of a sudden create a new edition, all of a sudden it doesn't apply to that edition. I think that's where they're going with
Beyond
this.
And creating the 2024 core rulebooks go hand in hand. There was just one more problem with this plan. Anybody could come along and make their own competitor digital D&D platform because of that pesky open game license. This created bad press in mainstream news, which hurt the D&D movie's box office performance a few months later, so Hasbro sold the movie studio at a $3.5 billion loss, and the suits must have been kissing the feet of Larian Studios when Deus Ex Baldur's Gate 3 blew everyone away and made an estimated $2 billion, saving Hasbro's financial butt. Now you might be thinking, okay, but what does any of this have to do with D&D's Sigil 3D virtual tabletop? Exactly. It doesn't fit. Having briefly chatted with the lead developers and gotten a demo a couple years ago, I learned that the VTT was a passion project for a couple of these dudes who for years had wanted to make...
Connie Chung?
That is Mackenzie de Armas.
Oh.
That is the future of D&D there.
Look like Connie. Or is it Connie Chang?
They all look alike.
Connie Chang.
Connie
Yes.
Chang.
Connie Chang.
Is Connie Chung, was that Maury?
Yeah, Maury
Povich?
Povich's woman.
I shot crafts with Maury Povich at the Mirage.
Oh, yeah. I remember you said it. Thank you so much, Mercurius. Mucho gracias.
A more fun digital D&D experience. But as we've discussed,
look who got it.
Fun alone does not necessarily increase shareholder value, so they only got the green light around 2020 when it was already too late. The 5-year plan for 1D&D was outdated the minute everyone could go outside again.
It's hard to believe they could be that a company this big could be this, I don't know, just slipshod to find out. And this does kind of make sense that like Sigil was just kind of like a little like, oh yeah, you guys can do that. Go ahead. It seems okay. Instead of just part of a whole plan. I think sometimes we give these folks a little too much credit. I don't know if there's so much evil as just kind of stupid. They just kind of throw things against the wall.
And as you can guess, burning $1 billion and years of community goodwill in the process certainly didn't help. So let's review. The D&D digital play experience is a bust. Buying D&D Beyond was a good decision, but
yes,
it would be nice if it worked better. See this great video from Mystic Arts. And third, the people who bought the 2024 core rulebooks seem to love them. But with Hasbro not mentioning D&D sales in its last earning report, we can assume that didn't go quite as planned either. Now, after all that doom and gloom, I should sound like a totally mad lad when I tell you this might have been the greatest possible outcome for the future of Dungeons & Dragons as a fun tabletop game. Think about it. 6 months ago, we had Hasbro CEO Chris Cox being super jazzed about shoving artificial intelligence into D&D, saying, "We will deploy it significantly and liberally." If you look at a typical D&D player, I play with probably 30 to 40 people regularly. There's not a single person who doesn't use AI somehow. That's a clear signal. We need to be embracing it. Still dying to know how he plays with 30 to 40 people regularly. But now, after one D&D's monetary failure, as in game good, but money small, the suits don't care anymore. Sure, we will continue to see strange branding collaborations like those D&D slot machines, the Baldur's Gate tie-ins will definitely keep coming, and perhaps even that D&D Go mobile game prophesied by Professor DM. But it seems to me like now that there's no more pressure to twist the tabletop game of D&D into something it's not, maybe we can go back to 2014 to 2019 vibes of aiming for fun instead of digital monetization. But now, I leave this prediction to you. Drop it in the comments. How many years do you think we have until this mostly new design team, under less pressure from Hasbro, writes an actually new edition of Dungeons & Dragons?
Who?
Right.
As I said in your comments, Bob, who? He even mentioned it earlier in this video that I cut out.
Thank you, Howard.
Howard Hughes.
Thank
10
you.
Get memberships. Thank you so much, buddy.
Damn.
You guys, thank you. Thank everybody for the super chats,
all that
the
stuff.
Memberships. You guys are really killing it. Take advantage too. Watch that live play. That was a lot of fun. I thought that we did this past Friday.
It was a blast.
Yep.
I don't think he understands the notion of, like, in the case of the people that are left over at the D&D world right there, you can't shake the devil's hand and say that you were kidding.
Yeah.
It's too late.
Yep. It's done. I mean, there's, like I said, who's going to write this new edition? This unencumbered edition of D&D.
The next edition should be called Festivals and Fairies.
Yeah, Mercurius here, bookending it. There we go, another one. Thank you, buddy. Remember, your name is Toby.
Let me find out.
Your name is Toby.
You'll always be Mercurius to me. Yeah, it's crazy. And the thing is, Bob, he's just... He'll never admit it. He knows the right answer, but he'll never admit it. If he was in front of me, I'd say, Bob, tell me to my face that the people that are currently at Wizards of the Coast are capable of writing a new edition of D&D. One that's free from the shackles of all these corporate machinations. No, he can't say that. He'd just look at me and say, you know what, Double D, you're right. You are the master and ruler of the world. Adino, the Ends Knight. Who cares who writes it anymore? Yeah, if you want it in in-print D&D, excellent buy. Castles and Crusades. Well, funny you should mention that.
Is D&D 2024/2025 still D&D? More to the point, is the D&D featured on Stranger Things still the D&D we play today? And if not, what game is? We discuss today on Dungeon Craft. Welcome to Dungeon Craft. I'm Professor DM, and this channel is about all things tabletop role-playing games. Deathbringer,
Like, subscribe, bell, comment, newsletter.
I want to start by saying if you like WotC Dungeons & Dragons, great. If you're a YouTuber and you want to cover it because it's your favorite game or because it's the most popular game, I support you. There's no gatekeeping on this channel. Everyone is legit. If you buy any version of D&D, as far as I'm concerned, you play D&D. But is the D&D we play today the D&D that was played on Stranger Things? That's the question.
Looks like the lead singer from like REO Speedwagon.
I think that's the vibe they were going for.
My other nerd hobby is watches. My favorite watch is the 1963 Rolex Submariner, worn by Sean Connery and
See, I think me and Professor Dungeon Master, we would have a lot in common.
Goldfinger. But the watch that appeared in Goldfinger is not the Rolex Submariner of today. The modern sub is bigger, blingier, with a shiny ceramic bezel that screams, "Look at me, I'm a Rolex." If you ask my opinion, the modern Tudor Black Bay 58 is much closer to Connery's sub. It's brushed steel, matte black bezel, red triangle on top, no crown guards.
This guy knows his watches.
Tudor and Rolex, if you don't know, are owned by the same company, the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation. And the automatic Swiss movement of both watches is virtually identical. So this poses an interesting question. Which is the real James Bond watch? Let's say you're a James Bond superfan like me and money were no object. Which watch would you buy? The Rolex Submariner has the name and the brand, but the Tudor Black Bay looks a lot more authentic. Dungeons & Dragons is the Rolex of tabletop RPGs. It's bigger and shinier than ever. The player's handbook has 700 slick pages, 12 classes, 48 subclasses, 16 backgrounds.
48
So many choices.
Oh, yeah. Paralysis by analysis.
75 feats, 380 spells, and 10 species. And like the Rolex Submariner, D&D resembles its earlier incarnations mechanically, but it's moved in a very different direction. 1978 Advanced Dungeons & Dragons included traditional fantasy races, obviously imported from Tolkien. Every race came with bonuses, but also penalties. Elves and dwarves had infravision and could see in the dark, but they could only go up to 6th or 8th level. Only humans could be paladins. The world was human-centric. The other races were outliers. It wasn't said explicitly in the lore. It was implied by the level limitations and can be seen on the cover art of the original player's handbook. There's not an elf or a dwarf or a tiefling in sight. Modern D&D,
just the way it should be.
at least to me, looks like the Muppet Show.
I think we've said that. Haven't we already said that?
Did he steal that from us?
I think he did. That's okay.
May have. I will say this, when I comment on his videos, because I left a comment on this one, he gave me the thumbs up and even gave me the oh yeah or something like that.
There are all sorts of weird creatures.
He's always been okay to me. That's why I like Professor Dungeon.
Walking around interacting with humans like it's no big deal. This art is a commoner from the latest monster manual. There's an Aasimar hovering above the town, and it's an average day. No one's like, oh wow, it's an angel. It's like, yeah, that's Mike. He's got wings. No big deal.
That's Mike. He's got wings. Chris Miller. Yes, his game Angkor was one of the original choices for the game to be used. Oh, really? I even sent them copies and had an interview. They chose D&D. Well, can't win them all. Can't win them all, Chris.
And mechanically,
Angkor
AD&D
available
was
on
a lot
drive-thru
tougher.
RPG.
A third-level magic user had an average of 7 hit points. Because hit points were lower, combats were a lot faster. And the modules were brutal. Absolute meat grinders. Tomb of Horrors had a legendary reputation for being particularly unforgiving. Touch the wrong doorknob and your character was dead. My third-level character fell through a trapdoor in the Lost City and came face-to-face with Zargon and was ripped limb from limb. There was no mercy, no balance, no expectation that characters were going to live long enough to explore their backstories, and the prospect of a total party kill was always present. Until the Dragonlance modules, D&D games were more like survival horror. So when those kids on Stranger Things defeated the Demigorgon, I felt their joy, because character survival wasn't the default position. I'm not saying it was all better back in the olden days. I don't want to
on the run, baby.
Take it on the run, baby. Look at this snake oil, Sean. 5 memberships. Look at that. Lord Mattias gets one. What are you keeping quiet there, Matt? Hey, speaking of that, I think I am going to try to do a casual stream this Saturday. So I know, Matt, you had said you maybe wanted to come on, talk about some things you were working on. So I will get in touch with you, but pencil that in early Saturday afternoon.
Turn to Thaco. I like ascending armor class, advantage, disadvantage, but I also like my games to feel more dangerous, more lethal. I think fewer hit points and the possibility of instant annihilation if you make a poor choice to be more exciting and more fun.
Like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Thank you.
So, which game published today is most like the game we see on Stranger Things? That's coming up right after word from our sponsor, Green Dragon Fest. GDF is not a convention, it is a gamer's retreat, a curated event where you can play TTRPGs with some...
Sorry, here. There we go.
Take that 4, and coming in at number 4 is Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea. And the...
I have this game on PDF. Now, I tried to buy this game in print at Warzone Matrix. Imagine just literally being besieged with stuff. Like, there was so much inventory in this store. It's insane. And I go to the Hyperborea books, and the guy behind the counter says, "Oh, I'm sorry, those aren't for sale." I'm like, "Why not?" The owner wants to put him behind glass, like he was running a museum. I'm like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, okay."
D&D DNA can be seen throughout, from character creation methods to the wonky charts for each ability score. Like 18 will give you a +2 to attack with strength, but an 18 dexterity gives you a +3. There are 4 main classes and many subclasses. We've got Fighter, Magician, Cleric, Thief. Notice here you have a stat called Fighting.
All right, Hyperborea. Go to the next one. Oh,
it's AD&D with Joe Goodman's homebrew rules grafted on top. There are loads of random charts.
These are the games he thinks are the inheritors of D&D. Right now, like if you play D&D, you're not really playing like the old school Stranger Things D&D. So what games...
Each class has its own critical hit chart. You roll to cast with charts for when your spell goes wrong.
Probably
it is quirky, wonky, gonzo fun. And the art has a lot of old school artists like Jim Rosloff, Errol Otis, and Jim Holloway.
The people definitely heard of DCC.
That capture that vibe. It's also really deadly. And let's face it, if you played back in the 80s and you were like me, most of my characters never made it past 5th level. And if you dig DCC, their Dungeon Denizens monster book is out now. And
I got that book because I ordered it way back. Very disappointing. I was very disappointed with the art in that Dungeon Denizens book.
I contributed one of the monsters, so link to that below. Number 2,
monsters
Shadow Dark. Shadow Dark is the...
When I saw the general conceit of the video, I'm like, he's going to put Shadow Dark in there. I thought he would have Shadow Dark as number 1.
The Tudor Black Bay of tabletop role-playing games. It looks old and retro, but it's got modern mechanics. It is a premium tool with lots of random charts, and this book is built to be used at a table. It is super easy to onboard 5e players, and the new Western Reaches campaign, an old-school sandbox-style setting, brought in over $1.2 million on Kickstarter in its very first day. Shadow Dark characters have lower hit points, and there's a neat torch timer mechanic where a torch burns for 30 real minutes, and since dark vision is a thing, it makes the game much more intense. The characters feel more vulnerable, like I did playing those TSR modules so many decades ago. But my number 1 pick for the game that most resembles the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons played by the kids on Stranger Things is Castles and Crusades by Troll Lord Games.
I gotta say, this was a surprise, a pleasant surprise. But I didn't even know that CNC was on his radar.
This is what 2nd edition AD&D would have looked like if Gary Gygax had not been fired from his own company. The rules have been cleaned up, especially the bonuses and penalties. They're all consistent. In AD&D, if you had a +1 Constitution, you got +1 hit points. But if they had a 15 Strength, did they get +1 to hit? No, it was wildly inconsistent. And here, it's consistent. 13 to 15 is +1, 16 is 17 +2, and I think 18 is +3 if I'm not mistaken. The spells are the same, the progression is the same, the classes and the races are the same, and you can pre-order the starter kit right now. Just look at the art on that cover. How dynamic. Dwarf, wizard, elf, fighter with 1,000 orcs behind them. Or this cover of the character creation booklet. This is the kind of art that makes me think Dungeons and Dragons.
I gotta admit too. I mean, this is just a lot better. That kind of stuff.
It tells a story.
It does.
It's very apparent. You look at it like it does tell a story where The other art we looked at didn't say a thing. It said blah, mess.
But I think Wizards of the Coast is at a point now where they almost, I think, feel beholden to have like a tiefling. Like a tiefling is the new like elf or whatever. Or one of those cat people, the tabaxi. You can't convince me that that's any better. Maybe the small amount of YouTube channels that mention. I think they're getting a lot more run now, Highlander, especially for printing. And that's what I told Professor Dungeon Master. I said, glad you mentioned CNC. It's a good, solid game. I said, plus American printed. And he said, oh, yeah. Like he was like all for it. So I think like he just has a different channel, but I think he would agree with a lot of the stuff, like gaming wise, maybe. Who knows, maybe even some other stuff. But I think he's kind of on our side, so to speak, when it comes to this stuff. But he just doesn't want to burn any bridges, like we stupidly do, I guess, here. All right. Let's take a breather. Relax. And then we'll do our usual lunatic montage. We'll see what you guys are saying. Long shot switch to CNC. Eventually. There you go. Papa Burgundy. CNC is on my radar. Is it worth a look? I think it is. It's kind of like old school D&D, just a lot more scaled back. There's no skills, so the DM just kind of decides, all right, you can make a attribute check for this. And the only thing I would say about CNC is definitely do the 18+6 variant. It's to me, it just seems to make things a lot easier. You do all of the math up front once, rather than having the player always determine on a roll, gee, am I using a primary attribute or am I using a secondary attribute?
Did Snake Oil just switch over?
Ooh, look at that. He's double dipping.
Nice.
Rumble divers. Attaboy. But yeah, I other than that, as a DM, it's a good kind of solid, no nonsense system. You can just kind of concentrate on, here it is. Can it be deadly? Yeah, it can be deadly too. If you make a bad mistake in combat, it's a little bit unforgiving. Probably not as bad as Shadow Dark is, but still. But you know what? I think also, unlike Shadow Dark, I think Shadow Dark is a great it's a great convention game, maybe a great short-term game. I'm not sure how much players would like it, just because there's not enough bells and whistles for him. Like you hardly get anything as you go up, and I know a lot of people are like, yeah, but that's old school D&D, and I understand. But in the same respect, players do want some of that stuff as they go up. Now, CNC doesn't do it every level, but they do give you stuff, as you progress. What I like about CNC is, though, they seem to front load everything at first level. Like you look at the thief gets, of course, everything they would need at first level. The fighter is a little bit more, kind of evened out. But, a lot of the others, they don't hold back. You get pretty much everything you need to be an effective character in that class at first level. So there you go. There's my my pitch.
It was a little bit of a transition, coming from TSR, but I love it.
It's like I said, and I know Mrs. D likes it too. She talked to the owner, one of them, Steve, and I remember she said, just seems a lot more scaled back, a lot more old school like that. And like I said, it's a lot less stress in my life as a DM. You can be sometimes overburdened by trying to challenge players. It's either a walk in the park for them, or you have to really resort to like heavy-handed like stuff to challenge them. And sometimes that's not fair to them. But in the same respect, you got to challenge them a little bit. So sometimes you get like save or die stuff. Whereas basically in CNC, If you die, you probably have earned it in some respect, I would say. I mean, and it's not, like I said, we always talk about Crazy Mouse as one character. It wasn't his fault. It's just the way things happened.
Linus Dampier.
God rest his soul.
As everyone in my party cowered out,
See,
I went to go help them.
You stepped up, and he stepped up, and everybody stepped back. John Osborne, $5. Unfortunately, new D&D and players are about builds rather than characters. Yeah, it's optimization, not story. Yeah, and I think the moment I probably realized this isn't good is because I don't read every spell, but when the wizard, which was Zolt, Mr. Pew Pew, he's launching a fireball, and he's launching it into combat, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Okay, well, everybody get ready to roll for your damage too, or make your your reflex saves. And he's like, oh no, I can shape this fireball. Shape? What do you mean?
Magic bullet.
It's the fucking magic Kennedy assassination, literal magic bullet. Oh yeah, I can sculpt this spell so it only hits the bad guys. I probably had this slack-jawed look on my face like, huh? What? Huh?
Say what?
Say what? And then I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, how many advantages do you need? Patty's Parlor, I got one more portrait for Double D to do. Yes, they are all looking great. Can't wait for you guys to see all of them together. Yes, I've already shown you Sister Brenna. The others, you're going to have to wait until the adventure is launched. So, but Patty's been killing it, doing a great job. Like I said, be on standby. As Trump said to the Proud Boys, stand by. CNC Artist Premium. Yep. Dice don't lie.
Dice don't lie.
Yeah, I think we would all agree with that. Just like I said,
true story.
Sometimes it's not your fault. Sometimes you do the right thing and then you get punished for it. All right. Okay.
So,
speaking of that,
is that a nip slip about to happen or something? What is that?
I don't know.
I'd pay $1 to see that.
so why don't you describe for me as you see this fireball spring into place?
Okay.
How do you get away?
I'll show you.
Oh, sure.
Would you like to be the fireball?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you
Okay.
Well, you're over there. Okay.
You can thank
I'm
Job
here.
for this.
And you're coming towards me.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Wow. So you do kind of a spin.
Yeah, like a cartwheel, but it doesn't quite hit the. It's just kind of like a
little tear in my eye.
Beautiful. Yeah. Woo.
Just like they play it on Stranger Things, right?
Oh God. They have no shame.
There you go. It's out there.
To the people in the U.S. military who swore an oath to the Constitution and not the fucking president, where are you? Where are you?
I'm not surprised. Not surprised.
We got grown men crying on TikTok.
What was that in reference to?
I think he was talking about he thinks the military should probably go in and arrest the president of the United States because he doesn't like him.
I just thought maybe there was a water balloon fight at the Piggly Wiggly. It was getting out of hand or something.
People in the military.
There. As an orcish mother, my only wish is for my children to grow up strong. That's why... Grommash, what are you doing? Stop punching your brother. Mummy's trying to film a commercial. It's too loud. Strangle him instead. I'm sorry, take two. As an orcish mother, my only wish is for my children to grow up strong. That's why... Thricker, put down the war axe. What did I tell you? Not until after you finish your homework. As an orcish mother, my only desire is for my children to grow up strong. That's why I only let them drink organic human blood. It's got...
So they're vampires? Or are they orcs?
If you have to explain the joke, usually it's not very funny.
all the nutrients they need to grow up and go gather more human blood.
Yeah, maybe you could have had them eat human meat, rather than just confusing it with the whole drinking blood. That one's kind of cornered.
Organic human blood. Just the way Gork and Mork intended.
Mork?
Mork calling Olsen. Not even one mention of Gromsh.
Mork and Mindy.
This is a PSA if you're anything like me and you do want to indoctrinate your kids. There is a Pride Parade episode of Blue's Clues.
Do we really need this? I mean, do we?
No. We don't need that.
I love the if you do want to, we're not indoctrinating your kids. And by the way, if you do want to indoctrinate your kids, okay.
This message is for Trump supporters. I better not see one of y'all motherfuckers posting up on Facebook or Instagram drinking margaritas on Cinco de Mayo. That's not for you.
Says the very, very white woman. All right, Karen.
How about it, chat? I think you should definitely post some pictures on Cinco de Mayo. Always, Joe. Always.
Yes.
She's not. I got news for you. You may have to sit down for this one. She's not the only one tonight. I think there's at least one or two more. Yeah, I'm okay with the concept of Escape from New York. Yeah. Yep. Or Escape from LA. I'll do either. Los Angeles. Being destroyed in an earthquake kind of has a certain charm to me these days.
I want to let you guys know that I got to DM my first ever D&D game tonight, and I think
Wait, didn't we see him before?
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Amazing. I'm basically taking them through like a Resident Evil 4 inspired journey. They have to go in and save the princess.
Hey, did you say him?
Oh.
Crazy Mouse, did you say him?
Was that a faux pas?
Yeah. My bad.
All right.
30 I don't see gender. I just see people.
Just take that out of your pay.
And I had a great time.
6
I was really
demerits.
nervous about DMing, for the first time, but honestly, I had a blast.
He had didn't he have like kittens and like this is my favorite one?
Yeah, he was holding up like a
Yeah.
drawing.
Oh yeah.
He's starting to. I'm starting.
Isn't
like
it? Yeah.
Yeah, when I go on TikTok, I'm starting to look for him.
Spotlight, and I love talking, and I like people looking at me, and I like being like
No.
around a lot. So I had a wonderful time doing this. I kind of started them off easy with a nice, easy combat and some investigative stuff. I'm very much adding like horror and like how do I say this? In
Horror is right.
Type stuff, and it's going really well. I'll keep you guys posted how it's going in the future. But I'm really excited. This was a really big deal for me to try this. So yeah, it's awesome.
Very enthusiastic. I'll give him that. We need a little palate cleanser. I put a couple of those in here. I love it. This is a blind dog. Watch what happens when this blind dog finds water.
Oh, that's adorable.
Love it. Kind of reminds me of the Opster a little.
A little bit. Opie's named my dog.
Arrest Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, and the entire cabinet for treason. They swore an oath to the Constitution, and they are clearly...
Look at those eyes.
Oh, God.
Whoa.
Take her out to dinner.
Take her out, yeah. I could see that. I could see her maltreating the servers pretty easily.
Absolutely.
Pretty easily.
clearly not following it. It is time. We are here.
What I need you to do is I need you to look at the camera. I need you to open your eyes up as wide as they can. And then I need you to complain about something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
I gotcha.
Yes.
Would your fare earlier today? Is this the kind of person you think she was?
No, she didn't have danger hair, but she was I drove a lunatic today to the airport, and she complained about like literally everything, just everything.
Yeah, exactly, Shark. Crazy eyes. She blinked even. I don't think so. She's not human.
We're on the slope. We're almost done. There's not much left. Fight like there's no tomorrow, because the way they're going, there isn't going to be a tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
You all sit up there.
Oh, my favorite. I love this sister. That's the mayor of Chicago, the worthless sack of shit mayor.
The girl or the guy?
Oh, the guy.
Okay.
Watch this sister take it. Like I said, 10% of all sisters are just pure, unadulterated gold, and she is one of them.
Said you will not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals. Yeah, you can smile. We're in $1 billion deficit, and you spent half of our money, half of that on illegals. You campaign and double down that you would not raise property taxes.
I won't raise your property taxes.
You wanted to raise our taxes $300 million. They shut it down. Now we back here for $150 million. Okay. See, this is what we asking now. Since you want to crash out, some of y'all say y'all willing to go to jail for it. Trump, Tom Homan, make an example out this right here first. Please come here first.
She wants Tom Homan to come and arrest the mayor of Chicago. I love her spirit. We need more people like that in places like Chicago that are just, it's beyond hope there. Has been for a long time.
Look at the camera and say goodbye to Hoss.
Going up the tree. There you go. There you go, going up that tree. There you go. There you go. Can you make it? Can you make it?
Dinner.
Nature's so cruel.
And entertaining too.
Yes.
And very entertaining.
There's a very common theme in my DMs right now.
Oh boy. Oh my
She's
goodness gracious.
back.
Oh yeah, you know, she haunted my mind for a very long period of time.
She had to go on and explain that she doesn't withhold sex from her husband.
Oh, did she really?
Don't you remember? We watched it.
Oh, was that part of it? Okay. Yeah.
It was like a part 2. And she like, isn't this the same girl?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Maybe I just blotted that out. So I have so many of these things floating around in my mind.
Specifically from white women who voted for Trump, who feel attacked by me saying that yesterday's results of the election remind me that people don't care about my children or children in general. And they feel attacked or triggered by this
We don't care about your children.
because they want to remind me that they do care about my children. They do care about all children. That's why they voted for Trump. And when I come to them and I say, well, Trump's policies are going to cause direct harm to my children and millions of other children in our country. They will cause direct harm. And I explain how and why. And I remind them that I have 3 daughters, 2 children of color, 3 children.
Wait, how many kids?
I need the record. We need the record scratch. Like, oh, wait, 2 children of color? Huh.
I'm waiting for a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah. Is her husband a brother?
I don't think
he
so.
wasn't.
No, he wasn't. I don't think so. Like, so was she like?
Maybe she adopted. You never know.
Could be adopted. Maybe I don't know. Maybe prior marriage.
I care about your children now. We're asking about them because you're being facetious.
Yeah.
With special education IEPs or 504s.
Oh, this is another common thing too. She has 3 kids that are special ed.
3 children. 2 children of color, 3 baby daddies. She has 5 kids?
I guess.
That's a
3 children with special education IEPs or 504s.
That's a sore spot for me with my oldest daughter. Her mother tried pulling crap.
Oh, like this?
Yeah, all of her kids were on assistant, and she, my daughter was real little, and she was like, going to take her and have her assessed and stuff like that. And my wife had a lot to say about that because she's very familiar with that. But
that's her job. Yeah.
Yeah. My daughter was brilliant compared to her children, her other children. But the whole thing just to get the check.
304, 186, whatever it takes.
They will have direct harm from
304 is hoe.
policies. And I say, you tell me that you voted for Trump because you care about my children and your children. Tell me why. What policies do you think will benefit my children and your children?
Border is completely shut down. First 100 days are over. The board. All these things that the left was saying, all the things that the Democrats were saying. You can't just shut the ball. You can't just. He comes in and literally, there's nobody coming. All it takes is somebody with a spine and policy. That's it. The streets are already safer because of Trump.
What policies did you vote?
You won't get graped like Lake and Riley. Well, you have less of a chance of having something like that happen because of Donald Trump. You should be thankful. Donald Trump doesn't want men beating up on your daughters.
There you go.
In sports.
Just said it right here.
Apple dapple.
Yeah, men out of women's sports. Exactly. Khadifi. Yep. That is such a winning issue. That, if the Republicans don't run on that every single election from here to eternity, while they insist on taking this insane position on the other side, they are just dumb and want to lose.
Just think about from the other point of view. Like you just mentioned, if the Republicans don't use that as one of their platforms, and let's say the Democrats do, would their platform like... Men, you can now play women's sports.
Yeah. Just go all in on it. Yeah. Open up the floodgates.
LeBron, you can now play in the WNBA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, it's what you get from a lot of them is it's because look, there's quite a few on that side that realize how stupid it is, but they've been so brainwashed to hate the other side that overrides everything, including common sense. So when they hear stuff like, yeah, did you see the woman, getting beaten up, in pick your sport, they'll just be like, yeah, well, they'll just kind of pretend like it doesn't exist.
At least this trans person had an opportunity to play.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Like I said, Republicans, if you don't jump on that, you are fucking retarded.
When you voted, did you think about marginalized people? Did you think about women? Did you think about people of color? Did you think about kids with special needs or pre-existing conditions? Did you think about that?
Nope.
The response is crickets. They just avoid it or don't respond.
We thought about crazy women like you. That's what I thought.
She talks too fast.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but was she not bashing the shit out of her husband?
Oh God, yeah. She was the one. He's like a lineman.
Was it because he didn't help with the dishes or something like that?
I almost got divorced was her thing, and blah blah blah. Here's the reason why I almost divorced him, and all this bullshit. Here's a guy that has a solid job, making good money, working his ass off, and she just fucking raked him over the coals.
Yep. Oh, she's a piece of garbage.
And don't you remember they had a beautiful home?
Yeah.
What about marginal husbands? Marginalized, we're gonna marginalize your husband. That's okay.
She throws him under the bus all the time.
Didn't she suffer from silent trauma or something? What was that phrase that she used when she was standing in the kitchen?
Oh,
yes.
Help us, chat. Adderall mouth. It's a good term for it. Yeah, it's not the silent riot. It's something. It was something else. Fuck. What was it? It'll come to me. We had the alligators last week.
Trick or treat.
It's freaky how they stand up.
I know.
I'm not okay. I woke up this morning.
Is this the same guy from Government Where Are You or wherever?
It kind of looks like him now that you mention it. I think it might be maybe.
Snake oil. I got something for you. Hold on.
I got you now, you son of a bitch. You're Daisy if you do.
Mm-hmm. Daisy if you do. Thank you, buddy. You got any smog clips? Smog. Cartoon, I'm assuming? Let me know, Sean. I'll put one on there just for you. Smog for Sean.
What's that? For one of our drops?
Yeah. I'll
Titties and Beer says the dragon. I think that's what you're referring to, right?
Oh yeah.
Raging at my father because I started watching more of the Autism Registry and how my father voted for Trump the first time around and didn't vote for him the second or third time around because he finally started to listen to me, but he almost voted for him the second time because he didn't want to fucking listen to his child that he thought was crazy. But now that he's starting to see it himself, he's starting to fucking listen to me. But now that he's starting to listen to me, it's too fucking late because I've been talking about this for...
I love these people. I love these people. He finally listened to him. And when the father finally listened to him, this piece of shit is like, too late, Dad, too late. So he's going to rake him over the coals.
He's too fucking late.
Yep.
That's a proud dad you have there. I'm sure your dad is so proud of you.
Yeah. You're polite for a thief and a liar. I like that one. Polite. I'll write that down.
Fucking decade, and nobody wanted to fucking listen to me, and so I started raging out. I started telling him shit that I never wanted to fucking leave my mouth. I started wishing things upon him that I never wanted to wish upon anybody. I've been having a fucking full-on crash out, and I see my therapist.
For his father now agreeing with him and being like, yeah, maybe you were right. Now, the father should have said, oh my God, I was right in the first place. You're fucking nuts. Get out of the house.
5 hours? So it's going to be a fucking field day today. Fine!
That water balloon fight's getting out of hand at the Piggly Wiggly. Government, where are you?
He's off his meds.
So I'm officially losing it today. I can't, calm it down.
These eyes. It's always the fucking eyes. Look at those. How wide they open.
How much can you open your eyes?
Yeah. It's like lizard-like almost.
She's a V.
I never thought I would find myself crying on TikTok, but fuck, I don't know where else to go with this.
She looks like somebody I know, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah? Good no or bad no?
Indifferent.
Are we in 2025 and people are still fucking being so goddamn mean and shitty?
Yeah, it's you people. You are the ones doing it.
And the ones who are claiming to love God the most are the worst of them all. The N-word shouldn't be a part of our vocabulary in 2025. We should...
All right, so the N-word shouldn't be part of our vocabulary. Who are we aiming that at?
If it's so offensive, why do black people use it nonstop?
We just saw the sister taking the mayor of Chicago to task. And the thing is, that's fine, whatever. You want to use it, that's fine. But to sit here and lament and just think like, oh man, it's white people. No, I mean, I'm sure obviously some white people do it, but by and large, it's just brothers and sisters calling each other that name.
I've already learned. I don't understand why we are looping back into this cycle and not learning our lessons, but it is bullshit. And it's fucking time. I know things are going to get so much fucking worse before they get better. I know they're going to get better.
Whoa, where are eyes going? What the heck is going on here? She went to an Undertaker on everybody.
She's the Undertaker.
That's her nicotine membranes sweeping the eyes and getting any crap out of it.
Dead man! Dead man!
I know that we're going to end up... The end is going to be fine, and I know that.
It's still there. Good Lord. She saw Magic Mike's bit, yeah.
Super Geek Mike.
I know that. I really do. But, god damn it, this little path from here to there, it's astounding. Why is it having to get as bad as it's getting before the...
What is so bad?
What are you talking about? The prices at the Piggly Wiggly where the water balloon fight was? What are we talking about here?
It's like all these people, they complain. It's like either the prices are unchanged or they're down a little. I mean, that's the only thing I've noticed. I mean, for all the talk about like tariffs this and tariffs that, who knows where we'll be, 6 months from now. I'm willing to trust him, for the long term, but like all this overreaction to everything right now is just, It's insane.
Masses, wake the fuck up. Why is it having to get this shitty? I am just fucking lost right now. And I lost it at work.
Why, lady? Why?
Lost it at work. Aren't you self-employed on OnlyFans?
Well, I was crying into the camera there too, so it sort of counts. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, CNN told me everything is so bad. It would be a stretch to say I feel bad for these people, but part of me is the tiniest bit empathetic because they've been brainwashed. Now, my mind immediately goes to, well, that's your problem. Why were you brainwashed? Were you not smart enough to see through all this bullshit? How could you possibly believe anything these people say, especially after COVID? When you were lied to for 2 or 3 years, and like 80% of you just nodded your head and were like, yeah, I'll believe you, Dr. Fauci. I'll buy my Dr. Fauci action figure. That's how much I like that little fucking weasel. And the rest of us are just like, this is crazy. I can't believe what I'm seeing people do. But if you've ever wondered, it's very easy to brainwash people. Put a little bit of fear in them. That's what COVID taught us. Put a little fear in them. And voila. Donald Trump is just, it's just a version of COVID to these people. They've been so inculcated to fear him that they can't actually see what is he doing. And also, by the way, he was president for 4 years. Everything was fine.
I just don't understand. Like, is her world so small? Like, you know, all the good things that are going around that has in her life right now that has nothing to do with politics. You know, there's some wonderful magical things going on. There's puppy dogs and kittens. There's flowers all over the place. Whatever. The sun is going to come out. It's going to rain. It's going to sound beautiful.
Yes.
You know, there's just, you know, listen to the radio. You know, there's music that gotta love. It's not a doom and gloom, lady. You gotta live.
It's like we only go around this thing once. This is how you want to spend your life doing this. You want to be miserable. I do this because I like laughing at people like you. It's a little different. In a odd way, I get paid to make fun of people like you. But what do you get out of it? You know, this lady just spits this into her camera and just tells everybody in the world how miserable she is.
I have an amazing boss who was like, go home and just vape and come back tomorrow.
Just vape.
Just vape and come back.
Okay, that's a lot right there.
Yeah, where are you fucking working, lady? Yeah, where are you working where you can just vape and come back? What does Cody Sanchez have to say about you?
Start over. Call me later, you know, let me know how you're doing, and if you can make it in tomorrow, like she's
If you can make it in tomorrow.
She doesn't have a job, she volunteers.
Brother. She's going dead man again.
Yep.
She volunteers. She doesn't actually have a job. Like, oh gosh, this lady's here again. Just go home, honey. Go home. So you'll be all right.
Let me pay you for, you know, not being here. We'd rather be without you than...
Yeah, we're stronger without you than we are with you.
Hey, when the crying lady shows up at the door, just close the door and lock it.
Can you do that dead thing with your eyes? It's so cool. Just before you go.
But this world is fucking insane. It's fucking insane.
With people like you, it is.
The weird part is she hasn't said what her concern is.
Yeah.
Well, Crazy Mouse, always when you ask these people, well, what is it specifically about Donald Trump that's really getting on your nerves? It's like, oh, he's an authoritarian. Such as, like, what do you think, you know? And
well, I hope he's an authoritarian. He's an authority. He's the president of the United States.
But they're very short on detail. And it's because their friends told them. CNN told them. It's just a general vibe. Like, ooh, you know, Adam Kroll always likes to say, like, a lot of these people are rebelling against their dads. And any strong president, usually Republican, like Ronald Reagan, George Bush, not that George Bush was a particularly strong president, but even back then they were doing this to him. And it's certainly Donald Trump. They represent their dads. Like for these people, these Republican leaders, that's their father. And they've never gotten over being mad at dad for whatever, if dad didn't stick around or, was, mean to him.
Now this is too
Doesn't
late.
it's
I'm ready.
so deep.
I'm so ready. I will catch a case. Just can't.
Catch a case?
Case of what?
Catch a geese.
The case. Like a case of what?
Can't be the only fucking one. Like, why are we not all this fucking mad? I'm so confused.
I'm confused too. I'm with you on that one, sister.
Yeah. It's the only thing we all agree on. Case of herpes.
Yep, I just saw that too, Scrum Knuckle.
Case of vapes. Yeah.
So I went on a solo protest march again. It was kind of a last minute thing, so I didn't really tell anyone.
It's our friend.
Grab him a sign and trans rights sign, and then out the door we went. Actually, this one was a weird one. I actually had a couple people come up to me and approach me and say nice things. One really weird interaction with a strange dude, but he says God's going to use me. I'm going to reach a lot of people, even if he doesn't completely agree with the things I stand for. He believes in me as a person. I was like, okay, fine, I'll take.
Listen, Raggedy Ann.
Raggedy I love that a guy again went out of his way to be nice, even though they probably don't agree. Oh, you're gonna do good things, and this guy's like, oh yeah, whatever. Burn in hell. Yeah, burn in hell.
W, I guess. And I had one other person come up to me that I don't want to. I'm not making any assumptions or anything like that, but based on their appearance versus the name they gave me, my first thought would be to assume they were part of the trans community.
And
Riddle
me that, Batman.
What's your name? Alaska Thunderfuck.
So it's almost like you can look at people.
It's not judging.
You can look and determine that maybe they're not who they say they are.
What's Raggedy Andy? Is it the same thing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was Raggedy. Yeah, it was. He's just. That's like a. What do they call that? Where they combine the names? Like Jeopardy always does it.
There's a Raggedy Ann and a Raggedy Ann.
Yeah, the Raggedy Ann and Andy.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know that there was another one.
Oh yeah, that was
okay. All right.
Raggedy Ann's man.
Okay.
And they just said,
a portmanteau.
Thank you, Overkill.
It's called a portmanteau, I think.
I'm going to be out here because either all of us are safe or none of us are. And of course, I got my normal slew of thumbs ups and getting flipped off and had slurs yelled at me. My first T slur and my first F slur. Proud of myself for that. It's just very troubling.
What's a T slur? Trans?
Mm-hmm.
F slur? Bag? Fairy?
Yeah, probably. I mean, what do you want, dude? I mean,
most of the time these are coming from young people, younger than me. It's where did we go? These aren't the old conservative people. It's young people. Where did we go wrong?
Don't even go there.
Yeah. It's because Gen Z men are actually our only hope right now, because they're the ones looking around and they're the ones that have to live in this horrible world.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. that we have somehow made for them. And they're like, fuck it, we don't care anymore. Millennials, generation of fucking retards, almost top to bottom. Gen X, nobody even, it seems to want to admit existed. It's either boomers or millennials. We're in the middle, and we're like, excuse me, we were here. At least we're concerned. Boomers are fucking. We need another COVID. Let's just say.
So troubling.
Take care of them. Fuck. They had the Canadian election. Greg messaged me. He's like, I'm ready. I'm coming to the States. So he was obviously a little disappointed. But there was they did an exit poll by group. And for the making Canada a better place, that issue, just making Canada a better place to live and work for young people ages 18 to 29, that was the number one concern. How do we make our lives better? Guess what the number one concern by a long shot was for boomers? People over the age of 60, 70, whatever they are now, dealing with Donald Trump in Canada. That was their number one issue. It's every young person in Canada just wants a better future. And they realize all the shit that they've been sold is just that. So it's going to take some time, but help is on its way. And I am very glad that young people mocked you, because you should be mocked and take that stupid dye out of your hair. You're not a woman. You're a man. Deal with it. Maybe you're gay. Maybe you know, whatever. Just deal with that. I think people are fine with that.
I don't think anybody really cares about people's sexuality
They
anymore.
don't. That's just it. But they want to layer all this stuff on top of it. Like, oh, well, you know, hey, we're just here. You know, hey, we just kind of want to use the same bathroom. Hey, we just want to kind of, you know, read stories to your kindergarten. I was, oh, why aren't you guys going into retirement homes, reading for the older folks there? Oh, well, we don't want to do that.
You get hit by a cane.
Yeah. We'd rather go to the kindergartens, preschools.
It's just crazy.
It's the old noggin jogging.
Oh, it really is. But let me tell you something. We really don't know.
Let me tell you something.
Our favorite.
Fire Marshal Bill up on him.
Let me tell you something. Jasmine Crockett.
They're causing. Like, when I tell you that the level of incompetence is almost
even her eyes
like incomprehensible. It is so bad. And when you bring up the idiot known as Elon Musk,
idiot.
I'm gonna figure out how to put life on Mars.
Yeah. We're gonna build a rocket that like can land itself. And the thing is, like, I'm learning this. Watch that Cody Sanchez channel, because she like hangs around like with a bunch of billionaires. She's trying to like learn how to be. I think she wants to be a billionaire. You know, she's a millionaire, but she's, you know, I think she wants to be a billionaire. And she's like, she just listens to these people. And she'll be the first one to say, oh, billionaires will be the first one to tell you they're not the smartest guy in the room. But they know they're not intimidated by smart people, and they get smart people to work for them. And that's why she's here, you know, being puffed up by this, I don't even want to say Jimmy Kimmel. And he's out there, you know, being the richest guy on earth. But he's stupid. He's an idiot. Yeah, exactly.
Nothing like Jimmy Kimmel.
he is not only.
I mean, he was okay in the Man Show. I always liked Adam Carolla better, but
like very sinister and has no idea of what he's doing.
I mean, she sounds like your wife's retarded friend. He like has no idea what he's doing. But all right, let's just put the list of 10,000 things that he does know what he's doing. This is the friend, you know, that your wife's bringing over. You're like, oh, dude, really? Dude, yeah, we have to bring her. You know, she has to come. But she's such a fucking retard. Well, you know, sacrifices have to be made.
Oh no, he absolutely knows, because he's the richest man in the world. Like, yes, he knows how to hire smart people, but don't.
That's what rich people do, you fucking dummy. They also have vision, though, and they're worried about big problems. Not about their fucking hair weave.
Plate that and believe that he is the genius, because he ain't. I mean, it says a lot when you literally are supposed to be the leader of the free world and you're worried about a rising sophomore in the house.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Or you wish she was on your side.
God, Jimmy Kimmel, what a fag. Oh, God, I hate that guy.
I tell you what, I bet you anything that I have in my pocket right now, which isn't much, that she steals tips.
She's either before, like, she was famous. Yeah, she's either a very cheap tipper or a tip stealer.
She's a tip stealer.
Like the Joker. I know the tip stealers when I see them.
Right.
And you, Jasmine, are a tip stealer.
He also called you low
That's a good
IQ.
call.
I'm sure you're aware of that. Would you be willing to take an IQ test publicly, head-to-head against the President of the United States?
Absolutely.
Didn't he, like, ace his IQ test? I thought Trump just took one, and
Didn't he go to like the Wharton School of Business or something?
Yeah, I think in some capacity. I know he went to like a military academy, and then he did like some time at like maybe like Wharton. Maybe he didn't like graduate there or something. Oh, but like the guy's fun. The guy's smart. If you can't look, I hate George Soros. Okay, I agree with Elon Musk. He fundamentally hates humanity. He's doing bad things with his money. The last thing I would say about George Soros is he's stupid or he's dumb. He doesn't know anything. No, he knows quite a bit. That's why I wish he would be a little more humanistic in the stuff that he knows. But this is what stupid people do. They see somebody they don't understand, that they can't comprehend, and they just go, oh, he's dumb. It's the old leftist, accuse your enemy of what you are. She is a fucking retard.
One, two.
All right, Streets of San Francisco. Remember that show? The Streets of San Francisco. Michael Douglas, was he in that?
Oh, I don't know. But I don't remember this being in it.
Yeah. Here's your... Loving all that diversity and inclusion? Loving all that all cops are bad? Disbanding the police? Selling little bags of Ruffles? You're just trying to get to wherever you're going.
Just want to stop time and go through and take all of their money.
And it's like, you know what? I would walk down there, and if I would just say, get the fuck out of my way. But put yourself in just our daughters' shoes.
Yes.
All of our daughters.
Yes.
Because we all have daughters, in their 20s now. Would you want them walking down this road?
No. Oh, God.
Crazy Mouse.
Absolutely not. I have a... KG's not yet 20, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
and Sophia's 14.
Yeah. I mean, I would not... I don't want to say I would fear for their very lives, but I would be like, ooh, you can't be walking down that road, We got to find a different route that's not so...
cluttered.
Yeah, cluttered. Just it never ends. This is the paradise.
This is all the stuff I shoplifted earlier.
Yeah. Hey, it's under $900. Didn't get charged. Fucking shithole, man. I'll take the cold weather up here any day of the week. It gets these bums off the street. So it's like some of them have a little bit of vim and verve. It's like they're selling little bags of chips. It's like, can you not expand that out a little? Get a job or, work something and start thinking in your mind, how can I make money here? How can I make more than I'm making from selling a fucking case full of, Lay's potato chips?
If I get a job, I can't live in the shelter.
Yeah. Heaven forbid.
Pull your pants up. Pull your pants up.
This never ends.
And this is the good neighborhood.
Yeah.
This is where all the good stuff is.
Yeah.
I saw Tide Pods and shit.
It's an open air market. There's the air guy down there. The car lot air guy. Still going. Hank, bring out your dead. Bring out your dead. It's so colorful. I love living in San Francisco. It's so colorful.
Well, where are you going to put this on?
Just TikTok.
TikTok.
I don't want you to think that this is a debate in any type of way. I just want to ask you questions and I want you to answer them.
Go.
Okay, so name?
Can I just say my first name, Frank?
Yeah, and age.
82.
What party have you historically voted for in your life?
What are we doing? Maybe the mask because he's older. I'll give him that.
Mm-hmm. This is her grandpa. This is some zillennial monster looking to publicly shame her grandfather.
Republican.
Do you know what I would label myself politically?
Well, I would tend to think that you're neither, because neither one is doing the right thing.
Did you vote this year, 2024?
Yeah.
Who did you vote for?
Trump.
So, now going back to that, because I had a feeling that was going to be the answer. Why do you think you can vote away my basic human rights and expect a relationship with me?
Oh, geez, Louise. Don't these young people know that they're breaking their parents' heart, their grandfather's heart? Like seriously, think of all the fucking the bad decisions you're gonna make in your life, and you're gonna point a finger at a guy who's fucking lived a life, saw more pain and misery than you have right now. That actual shit that helped move America, and you're gonna try to shame the guy. You are an awful granddaughter.
Oh, she's the.
Awful
This
woman.
is the pits. This woman is the pits. I mean, I kind of know, like my niece, my brother's daughter. She moved out of town and she sort of became like this. Now the good thing is we don't have to like kind of see her, talk like this or interact like this. But she's just kind of cut herself off, basically from the whole family. But yeah, I mean it's heartbreaking.
It is.
But this is why I'm so passionate about the stuff I'm passionate about. Like I said, I wish more people would just look at something like this and say, you're fucked. Like this girl should not have a moment of fucking peace. Wayne Brack, $10. Tell him what he won.
We dumping chump.
Mm-hmm.
It's a landslide, sir.
It's a landslide, sir. Selling a case of stolen Lay's potato chips. Only care to make enough for the next dose. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose having the energy to steal something, that's...
Never get out hustled by a crack hoe.
Well, I don't think the Democrats have the answers.
I don't either.
Okay. The biggest problem that I see with the Democrats, they throw money at things to solve the problem, and they really don't want to solve the problem.
So she's agreeing with him.
The black problem.
So it's a binary election. There's really only two choices. She's admitting that he's right.
Ronald Reagan, I think.
So I'm trying not to interject, but can we maybe just simplify it to that the way you vote is because you just don't agree with the Democratic Party, so you're voting against the Democratic Party. Can we simplify it to that? Okay. Can you see, after all of these questions and having this talk with me, if I continue to have a relationship with you without absolutely any change in your behavior, how I would be enabling fascism?
Hey, he's been so. I mean, what little we're seeing here, he's so kind talking to her.
Yeah.
I
want to believe, and I do, because I do believe in Christ. So I do believe in a heaven and hell. And even if I didn't, I would want to believe in it because I would, only for the strict purpose of her going there, I would want her to go to hell. I would want her to suffer for this for all eternity.
Are we reading what's in that screen?
I've been trying to go no contact for years over his political views. He won't stop showing up to our house unannounced and blowing up my phone trying to have a relationship with me.
Because he loves you.
That's unbelievable.
This is where this brainwashing gets you, though. I mean, I would almost say now, like going to college is almost like a risky proposition. You at least have to tell them like, hey, don't let them fill your fucking head with this nonsense.
I just can't imagine.
You go to an Ivy League school now. This is what they will produce. Oh, man. They will 100% produce something like this. Yeah, so misinformed. Yep. Yeah, I mean, just they can't function in society, Chris. Of course they don't. I mean, it goes back to all that stuff about fascism. That goes back to the old Soviet Union. That was their advice to communists in the West. Oh, if you don't like somebody, or if you see a capitalist, just call them a fascist. It'll put them on edge. Of course, it's now 2025, and we don't give a fuck. When When you call us fascists, we laugh at it because we know it's not true. When we call you communists, though, we're telling the truth because that's what you believe. Because you're fucking stupid.
Let me turn it around to you.
Retards.
I've been honest to what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel if I said, well, if you can't change the way you believe to match my needs, how can I respect you? Shouldn't we both have...
Yes.
Shouldn't we both look at ourselves and change what we can?
Okay. So now I have asked you all of the questions that I have. I have a summary here that honestly what you're asking me, I had answers. So I am going to ask you not to interrupt me because I tried really hard.
You know
these fucking girls. I'm that comes from what's her name, Kamala. I'm speaking. Excuse me, I'm speaking.
Double D, this bothers me a lot. This is deeper. This lady, not even a lady. Holy cow.
Yep. Get Chris's super chat up there.
Good night, Chris.
Chris, we got to give him something.
Before you go.
Yeah.
22, 23, 24.
He made it. You made it, Chris, to the top
4.
In an apocalyptic world ravaged by giant wasps, humanity clings to survival within the colossal husks of the very creatures that nearly wiped them out. Survival means embracing the strange. In Husk, look for it. That's Chris's new game coming soon, I do believe.
That sounds pretty awesome.
And remember, I'll be in the next issue of Mad Scribe, so when that comes out, you're going to want to pick it up. Don't be waiting for the giveaway, even though we'll probably do one. You're going to want to buy this one, cheapskates.
Hello,
Get out
Doc.
there. Doc, good to see ya. Good to see you.
Oh, available tomorrow.
Ooh, Husk is available tomorrow. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, corn dog.
Not to interrupt you unless I needed to clarify something or anything like that. Now that I've asked my questions and I've allowed you to speak, it's my turn to speak and read my summary, and I ask you to not interrupt. The series of questions was created to underline the interconnectedness
she has the
of our
mask on,
personal
too.
and political lives. That's what I was trying to do.
Maybe it's because he's elderly and sick. You don't know.
I'm not giving her one benefit of the doubt. He's probably like, what do you got the fucking mask
We
on
cannot
for?
put politics to the side. The American empire was built off black and indigenous slavery and genocide. It doesn't matter, red or blue. Our two-party system is built off the exploitation of the people. The ratchet will continue. Both Democrats and Republicans this election season ran off a campaign that was anti-immigration, pro-genocide, pro-gun, pro-fracking, and anti-trans. Those were the campaigns that both parties ran off in 2024. Our system is not here to save us, it is here to exploit us. Capitalism is a cycle of exploitation. You are either getting exploited or you are exploiting others. If I allow somebody in my life that supports these ideologies, I just enable them. I spent years educating you. If you truly unconditionally loved me,
I spent years educating you. Like I said,
I spent years fighting in wars for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this guy's probably like...
Yeah, I held you the day you were born.
Yeah.
You know,
I changed your poopy diaper.
Yeah, right, you know, like...
So he was born in 40. So there's a... If he's 82, I don't know how old this is.
Can't be that old if the election just happened.
I mean, he could have fought in Vietnam. He could have fought he was probably too young for Korea, but...
your politics would reflect that. You wouldn't have spent the majority of your life voting my rights away. That is not unconditional love. I will always be the child in this situation, and you will always be the adult, with many years on me. Allowing a relationship with you would allow you to believe that there are no consequences for the way that you vote. Again, this is not a debate. These are my boundaries. Under Biden and in state governed by walls, you saw the system deem me disposable. I wasn't allowed any cash assistance. I wasn't allowed disability.
See, he's there. This isn't a Zoom call.
Oh, yeah. No,
Someone
he's
in the chat said that this was a Zoom call. This is not a Zoom call.
Right.
Yeah, I think
she's breaking his heart right there in their living room.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it.
I can't imagine that.
Yeah, that...
Hey, Gramps, will you come over? I want to humiliate you on freaking... The Googles.
I love how she's worried about her cash assistance because she's such a lazy fucking piece of shit.
They didn't care about any of my mental or physical 15 plus diagnosed disabilities.
Oh, geez, Louise.
One of them is you're wearing your bra over your shirt.
Yeah.
That's one of your.
The man's here. Wow. If she was drowning, I'd put a fire hose in her mouth.
Does the hair dye seep into their skull and do that to them? I mean, she's got a purple and
It
blue
must.
tint to that hair. I mean, like, is that part of it? It just seeps in there and like makes it even more mucky.
Yeah, put that one up, the Surleys, yeah, because I guarantee you that's one of them. Fibro.
Oh, I was getting there.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, everyone gets a trophy. Yep. Guaranteed, Surly. Guaranteed she has fibromyalgia. Here's a disability.
After that, I was forced to rely on mutual aid, which is an anti-capitalist ideology. Mutual aid you gave me. Mutual aid I survived off of. Now I watch the ratchet continue as immigrants and even legal American citizens are deported, kept in concentration camps, and are dehumanized. I see it every day on my phone, and it hasn't stopped. And it never started under the Trump administration. No amount of American propaganda could brainwash me into supporting either of its systems. I cannot unsee everything I've seen. I've seen American Israeli bombs mutilate Palestinian children. I've watched corporations like Apple kill the Congolese for resources. Of course, this country is run by fascists and upheld by fascists.
So if he was a Democrat, he still was wrong.
Yeah, it's like the old War Games movie. The only way to win is not to play. Like, he should just be like, I hope he has others, and I hope he's just able to say, like, all right, I have lost this grandchild. Maybe someday she'll come back. Probably not.
She admitted that he supported her financially. Grandpa supported you financially.
Yeah.
You said it, lady.
Yeah.
And
I'm about to be a grandpa. Oh, brother.
Right.
Let my granddaughter be like this.
It won't happen.
It's gonna be a little different. The exchange. Last night on $2. This video would be perfect if a hand slapped her. Yeah, just out of the blue.
Absolutely.
Good Lord. I can't. This is like almost akin to elder abuse.
Where's this guy's? So this is her grandpa, maybe paternal or maternal. We don't know. But where's that grandpa's kid to come in and say, "What the hell are you talking?"
Perhaps,
to Grandpa, right?
You're talking about perhaps her mother, maybe.
Or father. You don't know,
The
right?
people have been bystanding and enabling for hundreds of years. Democrats think they can marry Republicans and vote Democratic as their one revolutionary act, but it's not revolutionary. It's enabling fascism. We have fascism in this country because we allow fascism in our homes. We allow it in our communities. Not only the people we allow to
Grandpa, wake up.
political power, but the people in our own
Okay,
lives.
sorry, zoned
Your
out there.
politics have real
I was eating a
world
butterscotch. My fault.
Your inability to see my point of view.
Had a Werther's.
Your change is necessary. I shouldn't have had to educate you on why saying the N-word is racist or how blaming black people for slavery is racist. I shouldn't have had to explain why I should have been gifted a diverse collection of dolls my entire life.
Oh my
I shouldn't have had to point out how you saying you failed me growing up is not changed behavior. How are you helping or protecting my younger sibling from the same abuse growing up? Are you educating her? Or are you doing anything differently that you did with me?
There's a no-win answer to
So
that.
there is there is another.
There is another. He's probably like, please.
Or are you just doing like what you did
Have
with
one
me? And you're
turn out
trying to
normal.
buy her way through life. To avoid doing any of the real personal work. You cannot go to church and ask God for forgiveness. I'm the real person you negatively affected, and I don't forgive you. Not until your actions change, until you are really ready to hear me when I say that my politics and my political life are completely intertwined. You can't vote away my basic human rights and expect a relationship with me. You just can't, Grandpa.
All right, pack your shit, move
I
out of my
shouldn't have to
house.
sit here and list off all of the awful things Trump has done since he's got in office. I shouldn't have to. It's my basic human rights that should horrify you at its core. You should care about me and how I feel in our relationship more than you should care
Fucking
about.
narcissist.
I
Oh my God.
I identify as a dog, and that's why I'm wearing this mask.
Yeah.
How dare
Woof,
you say
woof.
that?
About the fucking economy. Because again, you know it's a made up system that we made up and it doesn't need to be here. We don't need to exploit people.
As she's doing her work on her Samsung tablet there.
The 1% doesn't need to keep making more money. Well, I have none. That's not how this works, Grandpa. It's just not.
That is
not
how
with
it
everything
works.
we could
Yes,
ever
living
need.
in it.
Yes, it is. Yep. Smart people, well, moderately smart people who are willing to work hard make money. likable people make even more money than smart people. People like you who complain nonstop don't make any money because everybody hates your fucking guts. Your family hates you. Your coworkers hate you. Even if you, I'm assuming you have a job.
She doesn't have any
there.
coworkers.
Yeah,
she's on disability.
Yeah,
she's 15.
The disability office hates her.
You don't have any real friends, I would say.
15 disabilities. Did you not say 15?
Yeah.
So there's a generational trauma right there, and I'm afraid of the color blue. I have time blindness.
She was upset. She was upset that her dolls weren't like mix and matched. You know,
diverse.
The entire world is free from the fucking ground, while the 1% is putting prices on shit that is free from the fucking ground. I don't get it. I don't understand your support of the system. I don't understand how you cannot see that your support of the system affects our relationship. My county has already called me and told me that my EBT and my health care under Trump are now like being attacked, and I have to fight for my fucking rights.
No, what you need to do is get a fucking job.
Doesn't matter, Grandpa. Democratic or Republican.
She keeps saying it doesn't matter, but then she always goes back to like, you're a Republican and you're evil. So, Lord.
Doc.
It's a court-ordered muscle.
Well, it's not working.
Yeah, it's got. We need a way more effective muzzle. Way more effective. Yeah, exactly.
You're drowning as a society. Fucking drowning.
Drowning.
And we don't give a shit about each other. We think we can just go vote, and that's revolutionary, and it's not. What's revolutionary is how you show up for people.
I just wanted you to pass the gravy.
So yes,
please.
Where did this come from? My mashed
Yeah.
potatoes needed some gravy. I apologize.
Like, you understand. We've had talks. I know you get it.
What a
You
self-righteous
have to
piece of
change.
shit she is.
I don't care how old you are. Like, I don't care. I seriously
Don't
don't care.
change,
You can be 100
Grandpa.
years old
Don't
and I still sit down and
change.
have this conversation with you.
Cut her off.
And I'm having this conversation with you because I care.
Let her
If I
live
didn't
on
give
the
a fuck about you,
streets.
I could have just blocked your number and never talked to you again, honestly. Just like I did Mom.
Oh, there's a pattern.
There you go.
There's a
There you go,
pattern.
Crazy Mouse.
So
Yep.
he did open his
Yep.
household to her.
Yeah.
And and then chooses to shit on him via the internet.
Let's assume it's the father mother because
Right.
it's just the way it probably flows.
Right.
He didn't listen to his own kid. Like his daughter was probably saying like she's
Like,
crazy.
I'm asking you to do better and show that you actually unconditionally love me like you say you do. Because the way you vote doesn't.
There's not a way
I
that
know
he
this
can.
is
Sweetie, I
hard
won't
to
be
follow.
around for the next election. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like when she's in her 40s, hopefully, when she grows up there in age and sees some things, she is going to hate herself for how she treated her grandfather.
And I'm glad
And
she
I hope
has
she
this
does.
video to always rewind and watch it.
I hope it's merciless inside of her heart and her soul.
Yeah, Ryan, that's always something these days, isn't it? That it almost does feel like satire. But I think she's a little too earnest. Like usually you can suss out like satire. They can't keep it up for this long. Like there's some genuine stuff like going on here. If this is satire, this is deep cover satire.
Ay.
I know it is. This is the reality that we live in.
All right, pack your shit and leave.
Yep.
I feel
I'm
fuck out.
asking you to unwire years of propaganda. that has
It's
been
all on
taught
his
to you.
shoulders.
And I know that's not easy. But if you loved me, you would. You'd hear me. You would really hear me when I say, even Palestine and Israel, as simple as that, you would understand what I'm saying. Because when it comes to Palestine and Israel, you can't support Israel and support Palestine in the same breath. Because Israel is being given resources by us, our American tax dollars, that Palestine's not being given.
This guy's on his
Israel
tail
has an
end,
Iron
and they're
Dome.
making
You
him
know
like,
what that is?
he doesn't need to
Protects
care
you from
about
any
that.
bombs.
People
When a bomb
hate
Palestine's sending to
people
Israel,
just hate
not
this.
hitting Israel.
I mean,
It's being
like I said,
deflected by the fucking Iron Dome. That's being
she
funded
can't
by
have
us.
friends. Nobody would put
It's
up
not
with
a fair
this.
fight.
I'm with
It's not
you.
fair
This
fight
is
at all.
insane. Yep, she believes it.
Israel has one of the best militaries in the entire
Unfortunately, like you said,
world. And
Ryan.
because of
Yeah.
their religion, they're colonizing and they're ethnically cleansing people. And I see it every day. I mutilize
I
children.
see it every
Grandpa.
day. I see it every day.
That should mean something to you. That should horrify you at your core that no matter who's in charge, it doesn't matter. Biden, it doesn't matter. That children are getting fucking bombed. Like, that
She
should
keeps saying it
horrify
doesn't
you.
matter, and
that
then
should be
she
enough
like says you
for
can't
to
vote.
be an anti-capitalist, in my opinion.
So don't vote.
It really should. Like,
It's a
it really
binary
should.
choice.
That's
It's one
what
or
it
the
is for
other.
me.
You got chocolate or vanilla? What do you
My
want?
mom looked me in the eyes and told me.
Oh, I like strawberry.
She would give
Nope.
up her parental rights to
Strawberry's never going to win.
Because she views Arabs as terrorists, not as human beings. And that is how she views them. And again, that's why
She's mad because mom is based.
Because
She's like,
she
yeah,
can't look in the mirror and realize the shit she's doing is wrong. But I
they're
think
fucking
you can.
terrorists over there.
I really do. I think you're capable of doing better, no matter how old you are.
No, you don't.
And I don't think it's fair that I'm alone.
I love the manipulative tears at the end too.
I don't think it's fair.
I'm gonna get him with this. I know. I'm a fucking monster.
Just crapped all over your grandfather there, Toots.
Yep.
I just hope you die alone in a ditch.
So I can't get that gravy.
Yeah. So
that was awful. That was really awful.
Heartbreaking, but needs to be seen.
Yeah.
These people are out there, so.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's just. I think the problem was with the millennials, because the Gen Z men seem to be fine. Ooh, Cal is here. I mean, it seems like they were well behaved, Cal.
I banned them all
over time. Yes, you banned them all. Yeah, I don't know how you. I don't know how you top that last one.
Nah, I just can't. I can't imagine any of my cousins talking that way to my grandfather when he was alive. I just can't imagine that.
Nope.
I'd get an ass whipping from me. I was the oldest out of all of them. I'd be like, all right, let's go. Don't talk to Grandpa that way.
No, if anybody in my family talked to my parents that way, any of my nieces or nephews, I would whoop their fucking ass.
I had to remind one of the Indianas, they were being disrespectful to my mom, and I had to stop her in the middle, and I said, I'm going to remind you one time you were talking to your grandmother. And that was it.
And that was your way of saying, I'm stepping in if...
Yeah, it was... She got the point. I'm hated by that family, like, utterly. But, and I don't care.
It's a badge of honor. Trust me. I know these people. Trust me. It is a badge of honor.
I named the dog Indiana Sisterly. But that for that moment, that girl did lay off. So,
yeah, well, point got across. Jason Farrell, good vid, $5. Thank you, Jason.
$5 make you holla.
$5. All right.
Is it time?
It is time.
Oh, we got another one, Doc.
Ooh, Doc. I'll grab that. Oops. Jumped on me. Doc Flamingo, $5. And that, ladies and gents, is why you need to be extra careful to not drop babies on their heads. Ooh. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Good one, though. Very good. Alrighty then. Thank you, guys. We're going to do a little O&R. So for those of you who want a little bit of a little cherry on your Sunday, don't have anything else to do, by all means, stick around. But for those of you who are just here for the regular stream, that part is done until next week.
Good night to those who are leaving. Smash the like button.
Yes.
I was about to say that.
Subscribe if you're not.
Words of wisdom. Cal got here just in time for some O&R. And I got myself a Rode wireless microphone. That's how I was doing the live play. I don't even need that. Don't even need that. It's all on here. Get it out of my way. All right. Thank you guys very, very much. We appreciate you. All the guys who super chatted, gave channel memberships, all of you. It's much appreciated. Try to get, like I said, I'm going to try to do a stream this Saturday, hopefully. So we shall we'll see how that goes. But until then, for those of you tuning out now, we'll see you later. But for the rest of you, Boom. There we go. Here we go. Take the shades off. All right, fellas. Is this, no. Oh, here it is. So it's been a couple of weeks. But the boys, along with everybody else on screen, are basically here. A gigantic lost sunken city up in the north. This is a huge canyon, and they have only scratched the surface. They have gone down there. Gone down this little path here. And they've already noticed there's cave entrances on multiple levels. You know, this canyon has, as you can see, you know, if you look up there, there's entrances like on second and even third levels, but they are right now on the ground. They have chosen to go into this one here. And you guys have already found a treasure. Just a little bit. You do have a map. And that comes from Tyrus, a.k.a. Gary Shandling there.
Adino says he'll never forgive you for the Mike video.
Get over it. He's going to talk to me like that girl talked to Grandpa. I just want to let you know, you exposed me to things I never should have been exposed to.
Yeah, like hugs?
Yeah.
You gave me all dolls that were white.
OMG, OMG. So you have been kind of tooling around, like I said, this first area here. You have explored a couple of rooms. Come on now. There we go. Mainly a secret room here, which I think was full of frescoes. Then you found just the barest taste of treasure here. There were some bookcases in here, and I think you had decided here is where you were going to store your stuff that you get.
That is correct.
Yeah, you also ran into these little kobolds that were tooling around down here. Kept you on your toes. So I think we left off, I believe, when you guys were right here. So what do we want to do? The gang is all here.
Yeah, we went out and got them all, remember?
Got
the rest of them. Yeah,
everybody. Now Tyrus is in here saying, like, there is a lot of ground to cover. And he says, do we want to, he's like, those little kobolds, they were nothing. Maybe we could cover more ground and get more treasure if we split up.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, we could do half and half, right now. He unrolls his map and says, there's something in there, supposedly. It's a cave of some kind. He says, would you be up for perhaps letting Marcellus? Where's the other one? Oh, there he is. Mordecai.
Lizzie. Split the party.
split the party. And perhaps even myself, because you can just do a little cleanup in here. We four will go over to that place. You guys can clean up here. What do you say? Surly, never split the party. Ha!
Rogan?
Traditionally, I'm not ever comfortable splitting up the party, but I'll defer to you.
He seems to be like, Tyrus is like, let's get as much treasure as possible, as quickly as possible. He's like balls to the wall. Like
it could be an in and out type situation,
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I'll go for it.
Surly says, never split the party. Overkill says, split the party.
Make up your minds.
Is everybody okay with this? Lizzie kind of looks up at you and just kind of raises her eyebrows and says, well, I'm with you, gentlemen and ladies, as she nods to Aurora, maybe a little jealously. So I'll do whatever the party thinks is best.
Otto, Rorik, Aurora, and
Jax Mandel
or Tyrus, one of those two, and then the other group is Marcellus, Mordecai, Lizzie, and the other one, Tyrus or Jax Mandel.
Yeah, it's basically you two, basically the original three plus Gax Mandel, the wizard, who seems to be quiet. Jeff Goldblum.
I freaking love that.
Well, Tyrus would be with us.
No, he says he's going to go with them.
The other group?
Yeah.
So the guy that hired us wants to leave us.
He says we're going over to the next.
Okay.
Like we're going like a couple 100 feet over.
Okay.
And he's just saying, first one done, just go. Who's cleaned out this area?
Surly says Gax Mandel must be protected at all costs.
He unrolls his map and says, yeah, I think there should be a room up there and a room there. And there, of course, check for anything, hidden. He says, good? Are we good? He's kind of looking around like, yeah, what's the problem? No, it doesn't seem like he has like any ulterior motive other than just
as much treasure as possible.
Yeah, low grade greed, I guess. Maybe the seeing the kobolds kind of lit a fire under him.
Okay.
He says, there, it's agreed. Marcellus and Mordecai are like, we'll go wherever.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good.
All right. He's like, all right, so first one done. Just head over to the other. If we meet in the middle, we meet in the middle. So just go along the canyon wall, and we should be good. He says, we'll be over here. He says, it's literally like the next entrance over. It looks like it's a rough cave entrance. So.
Okie doke.
They go out and leave. And that just leaves Aurora, you guys, and Gax Mandel. He says, well, now that the cream of the crop are here.
Alrighty.
He pointed to maybe somewhere over there and there. You let me know who's going first.
Well, I'll go first. Is it lit?
No, you have to bring your own.
Gax, can you create a light?
He says, I wouldn't be much of a wizard if I couldn't. Claps his hands together and creates a spark. And we'll say he finds an old bone or something and some old cloth and says, this'll do for now. Apparently he can spark fire.
Okay.
And he's holding the light now.
Yep.
So who do you want next from behind you?
Rorik.
All right. Looks like Gax Mandel will be leading up the rear. Okay. So this is north. tell me. Where are we going? It's that same old dark hallway out there. It looked like, beneath it looks like there's a door. Down here. And you're not sure what lies over here. You kind of got waylaid before.
Ryan says, can someone in the chat give me a quick brief rundown? This is his first stream for that.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
It's going to take a little while, but there's just two adventurers played by Crazy Mouse and Rogan named Otto and Rorik. Otto is that beautiful...
Bottom,
yes. Played by Elliot Page, of course. We don't judge here. Yes, it used to be Otto and Roland. Roland, he was lost across the sea. So we've been doing this for a little while now. I'm sure they can get you up to speed. We usually just put these at the end of the live streams, Ryan. All right, what direction?
Do you want to...
South is down here?
Yeah, south.
All right, going right down there, huh?
Yep.
Okay. When you go down, there is a door. It is closed.
I'll check it to see if it's locked.
All right. It doesn't appear to be locked. It appears to be stuck.
Okay.
Like it's swollen in its...
like warped?
Yeah, like it's warped over time.
I'll check the surrounding area around it to see how it's warped and if it's trapped.
All right. Go ahead and do a find remove roll if you could.
And I want under the 40, correct?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
36.
All right. You're pretty sure there's no traps on this door.
Okay.
Other than it just kind of being stuck and might need like a pretty good push from someone.
I'll try it, and if I don't have the strength, I'll pass it off to Rorik since I'm standing right here.
Make a quick strength roll. See if you can shoulder it in.
What is that?
So we're just rolling a die 20.
And I want to get
You want
under.
to roll under. Yeah. You want to roll under it.
10. Oh, I got a 4.
All right. Yeah, so it didn't take much. He just kind of leans into it. It's it's all those hormones you're on.
Yeah. Let me in there. That wasn't a twist top. Me and my man hands took care of it.
Okay. So when you look inside, you see some overturned tables and 2 chests that are overturned.
Ooh, already been looted.
You'll have to see.
I'll go over and kick the chest. Kind of like how, think of when the Hound kicked over that chest when like the White Walker was in it. I'll kick him over.
Okay.
I'll step in while he's in there.
Yep. Your first supposition was correct. Empty. Or it appears empty. Doesn't seem like there's much else in this room. It's kind of gloomy. The fire from Gax Mandel, doesn't, quite illuminate everything. He's looking around. He's trying to give everybody enough. Okay, 14 and a 12. Okay. Aurora says, "What's this?" And she reaches down, tucked in between 2 of the flagstones. She pulls out something shiny. It's a golden brooch.
Oh.
Piece of jewelry. I mean, really nice. Like bejeweled. Like just needs a little cleaning up.
Okay.
Don't put it on. I think we almost had a person in our party. We had trouble with some jewelry we had.
I still have that, by the way. That necklace. Remember?
Oh, yeah. The choker. Yeah.
All right, where she found that, I'll look around to see if there's anything else.
All right. Like I said, the walls here are pretty solid. I guess your best bet would be the flagstones to maybe see. Some of the flagstones, there's, completely grouted. Others, it's deteriorated. As you're looking around, you don't see anything easy like that popping out at you. Gax Mandel maybe finds like just a couple of coins. They look like low value coins. Ancient mint, but low value. He says, well, I suppose we could add this to the rest of the booty.
Okay, will do.
Beyond is a door on the other side of the room, opposite from where you...
I'll go over and listen at that. I'll listen first.
You can hear scraping.
Oh. Can I tell if it's on the door, like scraping at the door, or just scraping in the room?
Scraping in the room beyond. Not quite at the door. But you hear like almost a... You're not sure if it's the wind?
And I tell Rorik, Aurora, and Gax that there might be something on the other side of this door.
Gax steps out the way you came in.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes back in and says, he looks a little afraid. He says, I think we have trouble.
Ooh, someone's following us in here.
Uh-oh. He says, the dead are walking. Unless I miss my mark.
Bring them on.
Just at that point, the other door opens.
Oh.
And it seems, ladies and germs, that we may have a combat here of some kind.
Looks like we're caught in a little bit of a crossfire.
Caught in a little crossfire. All right. So, we can probably call this...
Hell or high water.
Hiding faces while traveling spaces. I like that. That was surly right there.
So we have that. And we have this. We'll make a match. In and in. Okay, so the hallway came out here. I'm, of course, not using any walls here because I'd like everybody to be able to see.
Toby's all excited we're doing Dwarven Forge tiles.
So Gax Mandel's here. Aurora's here. Okay. Are we ready? I think we need are you determined to just kind of let them come in?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Here I am.
These old skeletons.
And I'll say Gax. How many did you see? In my most femish.
At least 4.
Eek.
All right, so it looks honestly as though 4 and 4 are coming at you.
4 by 4.
So if you have any ranged spells, you may do so. Gax actually says, now I suppose it's time for me to earn my money. He, to these ones that are coming in, he slaps his hands together, mutters an incantation. Boom. Arrows fly. Okay, that is a 4. Go a little lower here, maybe. There we go. Woo. All right. This one is already down. Why don't we roll initiative now? You can hear Aurora saying, my God, St. Yeeg, help us.
Rourke, you're up. Anish.
Anish?
Yep.
Die 6.
That's
six.
what I thought.
Yep.
I have a 2.
2?
That's plenty.
Oh, that's good.
Well, we'll see. You know, a bit of crossfire. There we go. 2. All right, roll again. 6.
5.
Gotcha.
Bring it on.
All right, so put yourselves, like, where would you guys want to be here?
I'll go towards the 3.
Okay. Work?
I was going to do the same thing, but I will...
I'll tell you take care of those 4. That's why I went with the 3, since you're bigger and stronger, and I'm just a weak little girl. I mean...
I'm just a beautiful girl.
And I'll tell Gax to come with me.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's you and Aurora, I guess.
I'll step closer to Aurora.
Okay.
You know, she can step to the side a little bit.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, but they come barreling through, and the first one, we'll say, just comes at you with a rusty old short sword. What is your armor class?
4.
Sir? 4. So I'm rolling a die 20. I'm going to add 4 to it, and I'm going to hope that I get over 20, which means I need a 16. I did not get a 16. This guy comes in, but he's not going to be able to attack. And this one's kind of in the door frame, and this one's raring to go. All right. Otto, on you?
My armor class is 7.
7, okay. All right, so you and Gax are tied up by 1 each. Okay. Their bones scrape upon the old flagstone. So I'm hoping for a 13 or higher. And I rolled a 5. Miss. Gax's AC, unfortunately, is a 9. Ooh. That's a miss.
Okay.
They're missed.
All right.
I've gone. It is now your time.
Rourke?
I will take a 5-foot step toward Aurora between the 2 skeleton guys.
Okay. Yeah.
So
kind of
and I will
shift over.
I'd be like right in between the 2 of them.
Mm-hmm. She's ready. She's got like some sort of a...
Right in between the 2 skeletons, like closer between... Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yep. There we go.
And I will attack I'll attack one of them.
All right.
What's their AC?
AC here is 7.
I rolled a 7.
Well, that's not going to do it.
That
You would have
is
needed
a
at least a...
miss.
Well, what is your attack bonus? Plus, you get a +1 yet?
I do. I also get a +1 due to my strength.
Okay.
And I thought...
Yeah, it's still not enough. Still not enough.
Poop.
Yep, sorry.
What are you going to have Aurora do? Anything?
She's going to attack. She rolled a 17. That's a hit.
Rourke, let me show you how it's done.
Yes. All right, so that one has 1 on it. All right, I think, are we done?
Me and Gax.
Oh, yeah, you and Gax. Okay, go ahead.
If I just take the 5-foot step and attack the one that's in front of Gax, I would get a flanking bonus, yes?
Yeah. Yeah, that's like just a
that's
plus
just 5
1.
foot, yeah.
That's
Okay.
just like a +1. You can certainly shift over there.
Oh, I rolled a 16, and there were a 7. All I needed was a 12.
Yep. Very good.
Okay, that's a hit.
Mm-hmm.
And this doesn't count for backstab. That must use move silent and hide
Yeah,
and shadow.
yeah.
So I just get regular
Yeah, just regular
damage.
And you're attacking with a bladed weapon?
Yeah,
correct?
I'm 1 die 4.
All right.
I don't know if it'll work on these guys. I rolled a 4.
Okay. All right. I'll tell you what. I'm going to keep track of this damage separately. You're finding, you're splintering bone. Obviously, it'd be a little
If
better
I'm
you could
going into
smash
the
it.
bone, can my hand also break some bones? As it's, let's say my dagger goes between like 2 rib joints. Can I also bust as well?
I like that. It's outside the rules, but I
Yeah.
like it. Roll another die 20.
A die 20. Okay. A 4.
Oh yeah. No, you try to, but you end up just kind of like
Snagging my
splintering your
glove.
hands. They kind of
My
get
isotoners.
Yeah, your isotoners are all shredded. In fact, you bloody yourself up. You kind of determine I'm not going to try that again.
Okay.
I'm not going to go that deep again. I'm content. All right. Next initiative roll. Who's doing it, fellas?
Gax didn't do anything.
Oh, Gax, yeah. Yeah, he's... Tell you what, he takes a step back and disappears. So long, suckers.
He was never really there.
Yeah. He was only there in our hearts. Yeah. He's gone.
All right.
You can hear him say, though, "Fear not, I have not abandoned you."
All right, Rorik, you up again for a niche.
All right. 3.
6.
Good, we go last again. We can be defensive.
All right. Okay. On you. There's now 2. But the first one misses with a 2.
Okay.
Second one.
Oh, even worse.
1.
Buddy bash.
Buddy bash. He overextends himself and is now on the ground.
What are they attacking with?
Like rusty old short swords.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Does he drop his short sword?
Well, he's flat on his face. It's near him. You'd have to do an action to kind of find it and kick it away. Or you could just... He's essentially going to be getting himself up. He's probably going to be out of commission next round. Unfortunately, Rorik, you got 3 around you. 11. What is your AC again?
4.
4. Miss. Second one. Miss. Third one. Miss. They all missed.
On the record, I'm okay with that.
So am I.
This just in.
So am I. I think it's your turn. Tell you what, Gax Mandel, he has his staff. He's going to attack this guy from the rear. You now get a rear bonus. So
Okay.
Plus, I think that's +2. Go ahead. You go first.
I'm actually going to bend down and pick up the sword that he dropped. And I'm
Okay.
going to swing with that since I saw that my dagger
Yeah.
really didn't do a lot of damage.
Yeah, it'll give you a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
All
would
right,
that be
I'll allow
free,
that as a free action. That's your move action.
And then
essentially.
no 5-foot step this time or whatever.
Right. You got to stay put, but that's
I
okay.
will.
Yep. Gax misses.
Okay.
with his
And I
staff.
will swing the sword as I pick it up, and I'll just swing it right at the guy between myself and Gax.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it.
I rolled a 12. And
AC 7, so I think that's a hit. That's a hit. Yeah.
I would not get my dex bonus because I'm not using that dagger anymore, correct? So I would...
No, I think these count. This is still...
Well, then it would have been a 13. But I still... That's a hit.
Yeah, you still
okay.
hit, yeah. Still hit.
I don't know what a short sword... Is it 1 die 6?
6. 1 die 6, yeah.
5.
Gone. Dead.
And I say, Gax, to the next. We must help Rorik.
He says, I have 1 juicy spell remaining.
Can you somehow spell shift it around all our good guys and hit the bad guys?
He's visible now that he attacked, by the way.
Yeah.
He says, He says, I have a surprise for that one right there. And he says, never fear, Rorik, I'm coming. He says, leave that one to me. But you're drowning in him.
Oh, no. I'm lining him up.
Yeah. So you did not go yet.
I did not go yet.
Go ahead. You and Aurora. Aurora missed.
I have 14.
Well, that'll do it. Which one? The one right in front of you? Standing right in front of you?
Yes.
Okay.
Die 8 plus 1. 9.
Boom. Do you get a cleave?
I'm about to do that.
Yeah. Because this is where cleave really comes in handy.
Yeah. He said I was lining him up.
What'd you get?
I rolled a 1.
No.
Maybe it's
the wrong die.
You cut Aurora's throat? No.
Wait, you buddy bash?
Nope, you just missed. You
All
just
right.
missed. We'll
Thank goodness.
let it go here. All right. Next round.
Well, Aurora goes, right?
Oh, Aurora.
She
She
missed.
missed. She missed. Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
rolled,
She rolled a
she rolled a
5.
5. Yeah, missed. All right. 3. It's okay.
1. Where's that hammer at? I'm
Put a
gonna
rock.
smash that dice.
Okay. This thing is picking itself up. Remember, it's kind of injured from before.
And it has no weapon.
Has no weapon. So it just kind of picks itself up and tries to claw at you.
Okay.
As best it can.
Oh,
That's
my
a perfect
gosh.
20. Now, fortunately, it's just clawing.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is just...
Wasn't the house rule the first dice is max damage and the second one is the one you roll?
Yeah.
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 So I don't know what claw is. One die.
For this, it's only like 2.
Okay.
So 2 plus either 1 or 2.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, it's 1, 4, 5, or 6, 2. Okay.
So 4.
2 and 2, 4 total.
Okay.
Yeah, as he digs his bony claws right into you. Ouch.
Okay.
This guy shifts around. You now have 3 on you still, and Aurora has 1. Okay, so the 3 on you. Tell you what, we'll speed things up just a little. Just a little.
A holy hand grenade would be helpful right now, says Ryan. I concur.
Dr. Harris.
1 hit on you.
Yes? Do you concur?
Rorik. 6 points. Ouch.
Ouch.
Aurora. Her AC is... All right, so 5. Aurora is missed. All right, gentlemen. It's all on you. Well, first of all, Gax Mandel will fire his last at this one.
Is that the guy that already had 1?
I believe it might have been. So we'll say his explodes in a storm of bones. So that one's gone. This guy is the only one now that's been injured a little bit. So you see a flash of light as 3 arrows spring to life, and boom.
I do
a
quick look and a nod, and I'm
he does it
a flourish.
yeah. Okay. All right, bring it home, fellas. All you cleave through this, and then
it's all you, Rorik.
All right. Oops. I got a 4.
Oh, it's all right.
That'd be a 6 altogether.
That's
All right.
right.
I will.
Poopy.
Aurora missed.
And I will attack that guy with his own sword.
Yep.
I rolled an 8, so 9. I think I need a 12.
Yeah,
I missed.
Yeah, that'd be a miss.
Okay.
Okay, it's all right. All right, 5 for Ionish.
6.
Ooh.
Oh.
Got a
There you
6.
go. All
There you
right.
go.
Back to back. We're back to back.
Oh.
You guys.
I'll go first.
Go, yeah.
I rolled another 4.
Jesus. Is that the 5th 4 you've rolled?
I'm like that. Holy cow.
Yeesh.
Aurora.
All right. Aurora. hit.
This is how you do it, Rorik.
Yes. Honey, this is... All right. She's injured that one.
See, I'm doing this to make her look good. I'm building her confidence.
It's working.
Yeah, it's at your expense.
Okay, I rolled an 18 and I hit.
Nice.
6.
That's more than
I
enough.
don't have cleave.
Yes. All right, Gax Mandel will go in with his staff and pray for the best and expect the worst. Oh, I danced on a 20. Okay, so these are AC 7, so you need that's actually a hit.
Yeah.
And staffs are actually not too bad. I think staffs are... quarter staff. I was just curious. 1d6. That's exactly what I thought. Exactly. 2 on him.
You have 2 guys with 2. The one in front of Aurora has 2, and then he has 2.
He does?
Well, you just did 2.
Yeah, I did 2. Okay. Yep. All right. So they're the ones diametrically.
And then the one that's right with Rorik has not been hit yet.
Yep. They're ready to go.
Yep.
Okay.
It's your turn.
All right. He's going to stay on Aurora and miss. He's going to switch around and menace Gax Mandel. 5. Miss.
Snake oil for crits. We've done the first hit does the first roll would be max damage, and the second roll we actually roll the damage.
Yeah.
I hope that answers it.
Yep. Little house roll. It's terrible. The last one rolled a 1.
Oh.
All right, go ahead. All right. New round?
Yeah, new round.
New round. All right. Tell you what. He rolled a 1. You guys get initiative.
Okay. Go. I'll come in to the one that Gax is fighting.
Yep.
And
has 2 on it. All you got to do is breathe on it. Okay.
Miss.
Gax.
Hit.
That's enough.
For the record, Gax has now killed 3.
Yeah.
Hush, hush. All right.
That flamboyant guy is earning his.
He's a wrecking machine.
Yes.
16.
16. All right. Is that the one in front of you?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll
cleave him.
You'll be able to cleave through there, buddy. Save a little face.
Is this like the third one I've rolled?
Have you rolled? You rolled a 1. I'm going to give him an immediate attack on you.
All right.
An immediate attack, and he misses. All right. I didn't do her yet, though, did I?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, she missed as well. It'll go on you now. Nope, it missed.
Yeah, you needed a 16. Okay, Anish.
Yeah, 5. All right, 1 tiny little. Well, not tiny, but
4.
4. All right, on you. Missed with these dice.
Rorik, I'm going to give you this chance to finish him off. If not, I'm coming in.
I appreciate that.
I'm going to call in the heavy hitters and bring in Gax Mandel. Jeff Goldblum is on the job. That's a 5. Well, you're getting more than you're getting better than.
All right, 5 foot step up next to
yeah.
Rorik.
You can just go in. Yeah, you can just go in.
Yes, it's a hit.
All right. Yeah,
I'll bring some new dice next week.
It's enough. No mas, as Roberto Duran said.
No mas.
No mas. No mas. That's all right though. You got a little scraped up. There's a whole bunch of like rusty swords, but what I can say, are you just determined then to like loot the rest of the rooms?
You guys can loot. First thing I'm going to do is shut the doors.
Okay.
So no one else can come in.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, you do one, I'll do one.
Yep.
Now check the rooms.
All right. So there's nothing left really in here that you would want to look at.
Ryan likes the initiative that we do.
Oh, excelente. Excelente. If you look...
Yeah, Snake Oil says, how many is Gary Shandling killing in the other room? As freaking Gax took care of three of the 8.
Hey, wizards. The thing is, you can even see he's like a little weakened now. He looks like a little like, ooh, that took it out of me.
His ascot's all askew.
Yeah.
I would have taken
the vapors.
I would have taken a little weakened, instead of a little embarrassed.
You killed a few. Killed a few. All right, this next room, when you just peek into it, it looks absolutely empty except for like a door. Here. Just let me know. Are you just kind of going through now?
Yes.
Or are you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Go this way. This may have been the area where they came from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's like a cell door open almost. Like a rusty old portcullis.
I'll go over there to that cell door. Maybe they had any treasure back in there or anything.
I'll go with you.
Okay.
No. Good move, young man. There's actually a really nice goblet there.
Oh, okay.
Another goblet, jewel encrusted. Probably you appraise it at least 200 gold piece value.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yep.
Quick cursory look around the rest of the room.
Yeah, nothing much else. How that got here, you're not sure, but it's just a single goblet because this does appear to be the inside of some kind of a cell.
I just feel like that kicked over treasure chest. We're gonna find bits and pieces throughout like this whole thing.
Could be. Could be.
Well, these undead know how to party.
His crunk cup.
All right. There's 2 doors here at the end.
Make our way down there, and the one on the left instead of the one straight ahead, I will listen at the one on the left.
Nothing in there. Quiet as the grave.
Is the door locked?
No.
I'll open it.
Inside is appears to be an empty room, with Gax putting the light in. And he says, "Oh dear." There's a body sprawled out on the floor.
Human or
looks human, and it doesn't look that recently. Like fairly recently killed. It still has flesh on it.
Not a member from that other party.
No. It's definitely been here a little while.
Okay.
Maybe it's like kind of like sort of getting like mummified.
There you go, Double D. If you can read that, that's for you.
Ooh, hey, Double D. What was the reason that the Birthright game was switched to CNC? Not to complain, because it's a great system. We've always tried to use the current edition of D&D. We did, and for a little while. 5e was fine, but eventually, it just became harder and harder to challenge these guys. In 5th edition, by 6th level, the players are just unbeatable sometimes. And then you have to kind of like play dirty, so to speak, to like challenge them. And I really don't like doing that. So it's just a lot better to have as I would call CNC, it's just like a square game. Like here's the rules. We know what's going to happen. There's just not all these crazy powers the players have, and dirty tricks that you can just throw at them to try to overcome those. It's like an arms race almost in 5e, which I hated. This is a lot more like above board CNC. So there you go. You do see this person is wearing a backpack.
I'll grab that backpack.
That backpack is heavy with coin.
Oh,
like you lift it like holy shit. There's hundreds in there.
Okay, all right. Do I see how he died? Examining the body, like stab wounds, claw, burn marks.
There's a couple of stab wounds. Like there's a pile of like now dried blood underneath them.
And I say to Rourke, I'll tell him about the bounty that we just got. And I just say, I find it odd that they killed him but didn't take his treasure.
the little lizard people and the undead don't need it.
All right, I'll grab that backpack of holding.
Well, what I'm going to do is this right here. Since we've already dealt with undead, and this guy's on his way to, he's already dead. Maybe he's on his way to being undead. I'm going to clock his brain box.
Oh, you're smashing his head in?
Smashing his, yeah. I'm gonna,
Consider it done.
It's about the only thing I could frickin' hit anymore.
Aurora gasps when you do it. She maybe understands why. Oh dear, you hear her say, "Oh dear."
It was sad, but it had to be done.
Gax Mandel nods sagely. Yes. Can never be too sure. Turn him into Charles Nelson Riley.
He's in the center square.
Last door.
Yep, I'll go to that last one. I'll listen.
It's open too.
All right.
When you push it open, there are some more frescoes on the wall that are faded and kind of like warped with water, unfortunately blemished. So it's get a few scenes here and there how these people used to roll, but it's still kind of hard to see. Maybe like what this place, this whole area that you're in was used for. But you're fairly sure that of the visible like doors in that, like you've gone like everywhere now. This is pretty much it. So
how would we connect with that other group?
Oh, you just go back out and up.
Okay,
and that would take you to the surface.
And let's go ditch. Let's go put our backpack and that goblet in that room.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Aurora says, "What about the brooch? Should we put that there too?"
Keep that brooch.
Yeah, I reach over, I put my hand on top of her hand, and I close her hand around it.
She kind of smiles.
I say it like Eddie Murphy did to Damon Wayans in Beverly Hills Cop. You can keep that banana. No, how Damon said it to Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
You go ahead and keep that banana.
She does feel like she earned it a little, She
has.
actually fought, and she's like, "Okay."
She kicked ass better than I did.
Yeah, and Gax Mandel says, "It does look fetching on you, my lady." And he says, "Well, are we done here? Shall we go?"
Yeah, let's meet up with the other
others.
group.
Yeah.
Okay. You head on, open the door, head on up the steps, and then out, and then we'll cut it right there.
Okay.
We'll cut it right there.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
Everyone, thanks for sticking with us tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Still 84 of them.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Dang. Yep. 74 on YouTube, 10 on Rumble.
And we'll
hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, we'll catch up with the other group, talk about any loot that maybe they have, and
we'll see what they're doing. Maybe they're not in such good a shape as you guys.
I have a little wound, but I'm all right.
I don't know what's going on with this light. Yeah, they are right. Like, that is orange. Like, why is that? I do look like the dawn. It's like I've been eating Cheetos or something. Chester Cheeto was here. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. I'll leave you something real quick. You guys take care. We'll talk to you guys.
as that
soon.
governor says, good night, everyone.
Yep. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
For Crazy Mouse and Rogan. We'll see you all later. Gator.